Whoop, press the right button.
Whoop.
All right, hello and welcome to Dragon Poet Society. My name's Nicholas, your resident DM, and we are back with a normal, wonderful Lumoria campaign, Dance of Light and Shadow. We are going to be playing without Kat, sadly, today. She is indisposed / traveling, but hopefully she'll be back with Renostus sometime soon. In the meantime, I'll probably play her when it comes up. So, just did our Halloween one-shot, our belated Halloween one-shot, so that's up on YouTube if you guys want to check out those antics. So have a look at that, and follow us on Instagram and dragonpoetsociety.com and all the things. But to get that all out of the way, welcome back, everybody. We're trying a new top-down combat cam setup, so those of you watching at home and on YouTube and all that, let us know what you think. Trying to keep it dynamic and seeing how it goes. So, without further ado, we're just going to jump right into the one-shot. The recap. See where my brain's at. Alright, well, when we left off, the party was continuing their journey to Brightmeadow and had come across further signs of troubled roads along the way in and around Solney and its shining valley. I'm going to get music going. And they came across some individuals who shared word of refugees. They saw information about caravans and banditry, including a ransacked caravan that they came across themselves. Eventually, they came to the outer pastures of the long, broad, spread-out space that is Brightmeadow, and were trying to learn of Anika's parents' fates in the town proper. They investigated and came across several abandoned farmlands that included dead or trampled herders and slain livestock. As they were investigating these deaths, they were set upon by a maddened herd of cattle that nearly stampeded Alistair the Cackler to death. But the team was able to band together. Slate was finally able to land an attack, and the team put the poor beasts out of their misery, and were able to also notice that many of the cattle had collars of shadow, or drooled droplets of shadow and darkness as well. Using their Lorebright Stone to record some of these details and get some of the information, they then carried on troubled minds as to what might lie in store for them in the town of Brightmeadow proper. As they explored the town and came across its overall bearing, they noticed that it had been victimized by several effects, including attacks from the east, where barricades had been set up against regular attacks. They also noticed quite a few individuals, humanoid beings, who were penned up like animals and were acting like animals, mooing and bleating and chewing at the grass, and were set upon by some kind of strange madness. As they were delving further and further, asking questions of the local and non-local priests and soldiers who had come to help in this time, this flickered town, they noticed or learned that the more attacks that came from the east, with each attack, more and more of the people succumbed to this sort of particular brand of madness. This is too hopeful music. Can't have that. Further on, they met up with Captain Ulcidides Execticius, the scout captain, who, along with some other Mirror Blades, the standing army of the Solnian Reach, as well as some local townsfolk, sort of recounted the spreading of the madness. They gave information about how the military has been slow to respond and recoup after losses, and soldiers lost their lives or their minds to these attacks. Ulcidides also elaborated that it seems like the military has been mostly focusing on the town of Tinderbluff, which was struck worst of the several towns that were hit by these flicker events. Around a tearful reunion, Anika finally found her adopted parents and found that they, Bria and Nadia Shelta, were both at the Hanging Hoof Inn, and learned of Bria's injuries. She had lost her right hand and had several broken ribs from one of the attacks, but otherwise both their minds were intact. Bria and Captain Ulcidides elaborated for the town's predicament, trying to evacuate the wounded and get them to the nearby city of Solney. However, these attacks have been making that rather difficult and dangerous for them to do it in force and in a timely fashion. Ulcidides beseeched the party to go east of the town to find wherever these attacks have been originating from, or at least find a way to delay, distract, or cease them entirely so that the wounded can make their egress safely. Finally, the team was urged by multiple groups and individuals to speak with the town master of laws, Hugart Dan, who can share, apparently, some more information and details on the attacks and maybe coordinate a way to buy time for the exodus for the wounded. Heading that way, the party is eager to uncover a way that can give the flickered individuals a chance to, and the flickered individuals and wounded a chance to escape. So, we return in the middle of the town. You guys have just sort of parted from Bria and Nadia and headed out to the, again, sort of distraught and worn down town of Brightmeadow. A lot less bustling than Anika remembers it being. And that is where we pick up. So, with that, what is everyone doing?
So you guys were saying something about going to visit Hugo Dan?
That's what everyone keeps telling us.
Yes. Yes, let's do that. I think I heard bits and pieces for you, but the plan was for us to, like, distract the stampeding herds while everyone else gets out of
We're
town.
distracting something. Not sure what, but something to the east. What is to the east, do you know?
What is to the east, do I know?
Just in general, you know that there are more pastures and sort of farmland, but nothing in particular that is within at least reasonable region. You don't know the distance that they're meaning.
I don't know the distance they're meeting, but there's a lot of pastures and farmland.
Alright.
But that...
Didn't we hear that there was like a central spot that all these creatures tended to come in and out of? And we were possibly thinking about investigating that?
Let's maybe we should go talk to the lawman and just see what he has to say.
Lawman
That
Dan,
sounds
yes. That's what we all call them.
Lawman Dan.
Alright, so you guys head over to,
Where was he staying? I'm sorry.
I believe he was in the town hall
Okay.
area, kind of adjacent to some of the other spaces, not too far from the Hanging Hoof Inn.
Let's go to the town
Yeah,
hall.
let's go.
Alright. So, Anika leading the way, she would know, at least, some of the locale and situation there. The Law House on the sort of western center of town, right next to the Shrine of Soul, where a lot of the individuals were being treated or attempted to be treated by local and non-local priests. You head on over, and it's the same sort of general setup as many law houses that many of you may have seen in and around the regions of the Radiant Reach, in their towns and cities. Sort of a very marble building. This one's a little smaller than what you might see in a grand city, but pillars, sort of steps leading up to it, like a courthouse or something like that. And dome at the top with the 13 pillars, religious iconography sort of inscribed on there as well, around a scales of justice. You head on in, and you see that the space is empty and bereft of its usual order, and individuals checking individuals in, taking and hearing different stories and hearing different causes. No law writing or scratching of quills, stenographers or other individuals like that. All are rather lacking space, but for a few individuals who are gathered around one small corner table, everything else has kind of been cleared away. And trio of individuals kind of gathered around this space. One is an older man. He's clean-shaven. He's rather solid-looking, with liver spots sort of on bits of his head. Strong-looking arms, though. The barest threads of remaining hair at his temples in little tufts. He's sort of got a hawkish face to him. And he seems to be sort of muttering to the others, asking some questions and writing some notes on a piece of parchment that's in front of him. No one seems to have looked up upon your arrival. Talking with him is a red-haired human, kind of burlier, big beard, kind of braided, a bit of a receding hairline, and a halfling woman with sort of pale blonde hair. So that's the situation. You would recognize at least the elderly gentleman as Hugard Dam, the guy I first described.
I'm Hugard.
Oh, yes. What is it?
We were told to come talk to you, something about us helping in the morrow to make a distraction so that you guys could perhaps evacuate.
Oh, yes. Just give us a minute. And he kind of turns to the others. They say, oh, yes, sure. And he kind of stands to the side, still talking amongst the two of them. He says, come forward. Who sent you? Who mentioned this?
The captain, Alcides.
Oh, yes, he's been helpful planning some of the particular details of our exit. We were hoping to be able to leave first thing in early upon the next turning. However, if you are all to be doing something, the sooner the better. Rather best not to wait till tomorrow. What do you need from me?
Just a general idea of the plan. If there's anything specific you can tell us. I know we fought some of the stampeding cows on our way in. I for one, could maybe use at least a bit of a rest before we try something again. So maybe still on the morrow?
Very well. It has been known for attacks to come in the eve, so I am, or rather the end of the day. It seems that might be a little bit more of a risk to do so. And whatever you're able to lend, though, I'm sure would be helpful. As for a plan, there hasn't been too much. He's kind of like piecing these things together, kind of still, like all of you are clearly outsiders and a big mixture of individuals, so he's kind of, and he doesn't recognize you. He's kind of looking around and kind of trying to size up all the whole situation. As well, we've been lacking manpower, as it were, and people who are able to support this endeavor. My hope was that we could hire or gather a group of soldiers or individuals, such as perhaps yourselves, to go east and find the source of these attacks and distract them, to delay, to buy us time. Whatever you can, obviously, if you're able to cease such an effect, would be the best. And he's kind of looking around a little nervously, and you see the other two kind of darting glances at him and then at you guys. He says, well, I am not left with very many options, although might I be able to have each of your names as a very start introduction? You are strangers in a strange time, and things are not doing so well for us.
Anika kind of cocks her head at the stranger's remark. Anika, Shelta?
Oh. Very well. I did not recognize you, but I suppose we haven't had too many dealings. The shelters are usually pretty orderly, and he kind of makes a little note.
Oh, that is what you think. Never mind.
Very well. Yes. Okay. And you there, and points to Renostus. Oh, Renostus. But Ren is okay. Ren, right? Okay, Renostus. And you, dear?
Flo, at your service.
Hugard Dan, at yours. Pleased to meet you, Flo. And don't all speak at once.
Sorry, don't at me.
Taniel Kanara.
Ah. It's nice to know that we are getting some additional assistance from some of the nobility, even if the soldiers seem a little bit scant. Have you been sent by your uncle?
In a manner
Or your
of speaking, my uncle agreed to help the Shelta
Amazing,
family.
I guess that.
The family resemblance is uncanny, I'm sure.
Of course, yes. We all look like our uncles.
Yes. We came with the selfish motivation to help the Sheltas, but we are willing to also help the rest of the village.
Well, that is fortunate news. I'm pleased to hear that. I'm glad to have you here, Tennille. And you there. I'm just kind of looking up and down and seeing some of the equipment that you've got, like, that's a little bit conspicuous, large weaponry perhaps.
I'm just gonna mimic an exact the way that she said mama.
Oh
Right. Do you have a official name rather than a moniker that we can attribute to you, sir?
I did call you the esteemed cackler.
I know you did, but this is not right.
You don't have to put a steam in. You can just do the cackler.
I'm just gonna say in the Australian accent, bingo.
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 We call him the Birdman the cackler. He cackles a lot.
All right, the cackler.
Yourself.
Interesting. And you, tall lad there.
Hey, mate. Slate.
Slate the mate. Got it. All right. Well,
Ain't that right?
it's nice to meet each of you, I suppose, and learn of your names. It's an interesting moment. Selfish motivations aside, we're glad to have you here. As for what I can share about the information, many of the scouts, the ones who have returned with their lives and their sanity, have reported the attacks when they recede after striking tend to be coalescing around one particular ranch on the higher hills. That is the ranch of Vatos Damden. The Damden Ranch, and you recognize the name, it's kind of a wealthier farmer or rancher. I don't know how we've not seen hide or hair of old Damden since this all began or before, but I don't see how he could have some sort of involvement, particularly since his not exactly a skilled individual in the ways of magic, to my knowledge, but it is still worth noting that this seems to be the coalescence point. And as he's saying this, he's like darting his eyes around a little bit, and the two off to the side are sort of like,
Am I getting like a weird feeling? Is he being truthful, I guess? Do I
go
feel
ahead and
like
make a
Yeah, can I do the
insight check.
same?
Sure. Two of you can do it.
Anika will take out her finger knitting and point towards Hugar and with message be like, are you telling us everything?
He kind of immediately looks at you. I am telling you what you need to know, and I'm telling you what I can provide. I don't see any reason in getting too mired in history, only to say, what were you guys' results?
12.
Okay.
17.
You can definitely tell he's like holding some stuff back, and he seems more nervous than he should. More nervous certainly than he did when he was commanding your names and kind of getting more information out of you. In any case, Damden was brought up on some minor charges. He was never quite right after his wife died. Marissa was a good woman, and ever since, well, the 4 years since, he's not been perfectly social, I would say, but otherwise that's not particularly a crime. He was brought up on a few minor charges, stealing animal bones, things like that. But again, I don't imagine him having the magic enough to pull off something like that. I do know they have also gone missing. He often hired the Truff brothers, Gendis, Dector, and Prayton. They were orphans and goat herds who often worked on the Damden Ranch after his wife died, helping him in various endeavors and things like that. It was good of him to at least give them some hands to work, keep them out of trouble, for they tended to be a little bit more on the troublesome side. Really, as far as everything else goes, timeline and time is of the essence. We're worried that another attack could be imminent as the hours of the turning draw later and later. But if you insist on requiring a rest before you get going, perhaps we can shore up the defenses and allow that sort of time. But ideally, we would have each of you move along and try to accomplish our goal and investigate this origin.
I'm just going to respond with, I must insist.
Well, I suppose that if you must insist, then perhaps you can rest here. As you might have noticed, the Hanging Hoof, our resident inn, is a little bit overoccupied. You're welcome to stay in any of the abandoned shops or buildings as long as you don't take anything, but I'd prefer if you remained in this location, for obvious reasons. I will set out a few extra guard to ensure that whatever attack does come can be perhaps minimized.
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I'll give you a hand.
Very well. Most appreciated, Mr. Mate.
Slate, please.
Ah, Slate, right, okay. Yes.
Yes,
I'll add my note there.
You can call me mate if you want, but...
Yes, I think we're able, yes, to sleep for the night. There is one shop I'd like to visit before we egress, but we could sleep there, we could sleep here.
Very well, very well. I'd prefer if some of the Southerners didn't sleep in some of the shops overnight. You understand how it is. And he's kind of looking to the Cackler and to Slate, especially, who are very clearly...
Do you understand?
well,
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, as you might have gathered, or perhaps it is still being uncovered, it's widely believed that the Shadow-touched South is responsible for these attacks, and perhaps you two might prove your good intent already by doing so. You have done a little bit, but we must take precautions in this dangerous time. Surely that is not too much to ask.
No offense meant, of course.
Of course, you understand.
Of course.
Well, if we do want to stay in a shop, I can think of one that Southerners will be most welcome in.
Is it your shop?
It is, actually. Shelter Spools, I'm sure you're familiar.
On paper, at least. So that would be your parents' shop, perhaps.
Well, I'm a shelter as well, you know, the inheritance early and all that.
Well, I'll have to check those records to make sure you were legitimized, but perhaps...
What legitimized?
Well, of course, you are not a natural child of their union, and so obviously must be ratified, as all those who are of non-natural or bastard-born birth must do that. And you understand, like, you would know that the law is like standard inheritance rules of medieval time in Solney. So you wouldn't stand to inherit unless your parents did actually set up a will in your name.
Well, I think you'll find that no matter what the laws say, that the people, your loved ones are the people you love and that love you back.
I don't disagree with that statement, except that the law takes precedence over people's feelings.
That's convenient.
It is what holds society together, after all.
I think we have a few too many laws in here.
I'm just gonna take Anika and put my hand on her head and kind of like let's go rest and just try to like direct her out of the room.
Oh, I will see you another time. And as you're like leaving, you notice that the halfling gal is like kind of trailing behind you a little bit.
Yes?
She's like 10 feet away, but you turn around. She says, "Oh, well, might want to bring up a few things in addition. I thought I recognized the name. I'm Leska Lomhand. She's the leather worker in town. And you notice she has kind of strange purple eyes. She's, oh, well, sorry, you know how Dan is always laws and rules and talk about how things go, but he might have brushed over a few of his own misgivings or questionable things going on. The Truff brothers, they're no good. They never were any good, and constantly a troublemaking group. Gendy's the smallest, was usually the sort of loud distraction, lover of music and mischief. Dector had a big reckless streak and a nasty habit of spitting everywhere. Made him very popular, as you can imagine. And Prayton was the largest, most brutish of them all. They have ransacked a few shops, graffitied places, the usual ruffian sort of things. And, well, Damden has been hosting illegitimate and illegal revels out of his ranch, somewhere out of the barn, perhaps. I'm fairly certain that Dan has not attended, but his son did, in fact. All of those who attended and initially started getting involved with it were some of the first to go mad. So I would just be aware of that. And for all that Dan's attempt to sort of quell any stain on his name. The truth of the fact is, frankly, I do think that Damden's up to something. I don't imagine that he's in his right mind either, given everything that's gone down, but perhaps it's worth keeping in mind this extra information. I'm sorry that he was a little snippy. You know how he is with the law superseding everything.
Quite. Thank you for this information. That is very, very helpful.
Yes, he's a little less warm than he should be, given our dire circumstances. I appreciate all of you coming here and helping, so I'm sorry for your less than friendly treatment.
Yes.
How do you spell her name again? Leska?
Lomehand.
Lonehand?
So Leska is Leska, and then Lomehand, the two words, Lom and hand.
Loam or loan?
Loam.
Loam, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You are very kind, unlike your colleague.
Well, they don't pay him to be kind, I suppose. They pay him to just upheed the law, which he does do, but hasn't exactly warmed his nature.
Yes, that's right. And she'll turn to the party. Do we want to go to Shelter Spools? I don't care what that guy says.
Lead the way.
I mean, I do want to help him out.
I mean,
don't know what accent that was.
I think we should help him out for the good of my parents and, the rest of the town. But,
We got plenty of gas left in the tank. Let's go.
Not. What was the what is this? What is this thing called?
It's a southern tank. Don't worry about it.
As he says to the person who's obviously of Southern heritage as well.
Yeah,
He knows you live here.
He kind of brushed over the fact that you're Southern because of your nobility.
Right.
Or so you gather. But it's not. It's hardly uncommon. It's hardly uncommon for people in the North to be pretty suspicious and suspect of Southerners,
Especially
and vice versa.
It's a crime.
No one's naturally like this.
I'd like to think the cackler is writing this down and...
Yeah, sure.
Well, I do not have, what was it, gas in the tank? I do not have a lot of that.
like a fish tank?
No gas in the tank.
Yes, I mean, I could...
I mean,
Maybe you could help protect the town while we rest. I throw my pencil.
Throw your pencil.
I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, I could potentially be ready to go for a little bit if we took like an hour to just chill, but still a little iffy.
Well, perhaps an hour rest would serve for some, and then we can start investigating and set up our own watch so that no one else has to get hurt.
You make a good point, Ren. How's your plant, by the way?
Oh, I spritzed it a little bit earlier today. Thank you for asking.
Yes.
So we rested?
Yeah, maybe let's head to the store. I'd just like to look at a few things in there and rest in there.
Yeah, you lead the way, man. I'm ready.
Okay, you lead your way over. You come to a small shop, somewhat newer looking. Single window, lot of no lights or anything on inside, and a lot of different fabrics and different yarns and wools and a few garments and things like that as well. Visible from the outside. You try the door and it's locked.
Mm-hmm. Anyone have a pair of thieves' tools I could borrow or?
Pull them out. It's like all like hand them to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
And she will attempt to unlock the door. Tennille, if you could just maybe keep an eye out for Lama and Dan.
Yeah, I'll kind of like take a nonchalant stance, just
Okay.
like
Go
in
ahead
front
and
of
make
her
a
body.
Perception check. You're still in daylight, by the way. And go ahead and do a dex roll with thieves' tools.
That's an
Okay.
8.
You've been really treated to a lot of indoors and shade cloth awnings lately outside some of the shops and on the windows themselves for some of the shops that can afford that kind of thing. And the bright, direct sunlight, just not, even though it's, you've been traveling in it, but it's just really getting to you. So no, sadly, no big noticings. But honestly, there's not a lot of patrolling or anything going on within the streets. It's more like the people are setting up defenses outside. And you still see quite a few people milling about the pens that are set outside the Soul's shrine. How'd you do?
15.
15 does trip the lock, so you go open it.
You could have just gone to ask your parents for the key.
I didn't. They've had a long day. So it's honestly been a while since I've had the chance to use some of these. It's a whole life at one point. And
Well, shall we have a look around? Care to show us the tour?
yes, we can. There's all sorts of fine wools and roving and already made garments and fabrics, and she'll take them in and start showing them around the shop.
Yeah, it's a small space overall. It's a space with, sort of some of the classic shops in the Solnian areas involve, and Sanctus in general, involve like a living space for the shopkeepers up above, which this does have. Otherwise, a pretty small shop. Like I said, a little newer. For all that, though, there's a couple days worth of like dust and stuff that's collected, and yeah, it's not massive, but got enough to be a good, nice, modest start for a business.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of colorful garments and tools and things like that.
Are there any ties?
Yeah, there are a few ties. Not a huge fashion thing here in Solny as much. They're more about like sashes and hip scarves and stuff like that. But yeah, there are a few ties. Mostly in sort of brighter colors. So the classic Solnian yellows and purples.
Can I buy a purple tie?
Well, there's no one to buy it from.
That's okay. I'll be on the honor system. I'll leave some on the counter.
Okay, how much do you want to leave? It's not marked with a price.
I figure as much. I'll hold it up and like point it. I'll like hold it up in front of you and like point at it.
I mean, we're honestly abandoning the business anyway. Like, what would be a reasonable price for a tie? I'm not entirely sure.
It's a good statement.
Given the particular quality and the locale, it probably would be a more luxury style good. So it would be at least a couple silver. But it'd be probably closer to like 7 or 8 silver.
I'll leave a gold piece on the counter.
Anika will sort of look at him weird. I will give this to my parents.
Cool. I like kind of put it up. And I like hold it up to Ren, like all excited.
Oh, that's nice. I like the stitching.
It's quite exquisite. Anika will grab a few things of like really nice yarn, maybe some tools. Is there wool roving
No wonder
around?
you're abandoning business.
Yeah, it looks like some of the stuff has been packed up into boxes and things like that. But yeah, there's some varying tools and varying supplies around that you could easily pick up.
Okay, she'll take it. I'll pay them back later. It's fine. And she'd like to go upstairs to the living quarters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a small single bedroom. Pretty standard. You know, they're not for a lot of showy stuff, except for a few woven sort of hung tapestries and carpets and stuff like that, kind of brighten things up. And then a few indoor popular plants in this region.
Just sit on the bed for a sec, just sort of take it all in, and then head back downstairs. Yes.
Well, I'm glad that we have this space to rest and coordinate. Shall we set up? Are we simply just taking a moment, or are we going to actually try and go to sleep? What did we decide? I can't remember.
I would prefer some sleep to be at my most useful.
I'll just completely, exactly mimic that back.
Okay.
Fine. I could go. I'll be the most useful with some sleep, but I could go for an hour's rest too.
I feel like based on what the little one, Leska, what she said.
Anika looks up at little one like, oh no, not
the other one. What she said, I think that we may be walking into something a bit more dangerous than he may have led us to believe.
Yes, the fact that his son is involved and he never mentioned that's a bit.
These troublemakers
And would Anika know off the top of her head any either rituals or spells that would use animal bones as like components?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Always fun check.
It's from out there.
It is.
Not bad for Anika. Natural 20. Really not bad for
Whoa.
Anika.
Certain spells can definitely involve the use of bones and things like that, particularly something like a necromancy spell, but this type of widespread effect is not something you've seen or heard of before. Your best guess is that if it is being involved, it might be that it's coloring some of what's happening here, if that makes sense.
Yes. She'll relay that to the party, like maybe some necromantic magic or nothing.
You don't have a lot to go off of.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to go off of. But it's a little outside of my magical comfort zone. But animal bones is an odd thing, especially to steal. Like, we have a butcher. Like, you can buy them. Yeah. Do we want to settle down completely for the night? I might go briefly back and just say goodnight to my parents and...
I would like to give your parents a letter for my uncle.
Okay.
In the event that we do not return in a timely manner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to start rummaging around. Like, I guess there's like a counter. Look for like some paper or something that I can...
Yeah, you're able to find some pretty
Okay.
quickly and write a little note.
Yeah, it's just like these are the gist of it is these are Anika's parents. If they show up without us, please help them. And then kind of very rough sketch, or not sketch, but like very bare details on what we found here in Brightmeadow, like the people making the animal noises,
Okay.
and this is what we're finding, and then fold it up, and I'm gonna pull out 4 of my rations and 5 gold from the loan money and give these to your mothers.
Okay, I can... And Anika will head over to the hang tuft.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to find them. And Bria is resting at the moment, so Nadia sort of sees you and she goes, "Oh, you're back. Well, were you able to find Dan and plan what you were going to do forthwith?"
Yes, kind of forgot how much of a huge jerk he is.
He's rather stern, yes, but takes his duties rather seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I think the madness of his son has hit him rather hard.
The madness of his son? I heard he was going to illegal... Oh, was he hit by the...
Yes, indeed. In fact, as far as we know, most of the individuals who were visiting the ranch and the events that were happening there were some of the first who were struck by this effect. But more and more get struck each time when a new attack comes, even if they haven't been hurt, almost like they're bringing the madness just to the town itself every time a new attack comes. That's why we're a little bit worried about delaying any further as more and more people go each time. But I'm glad that you've looked in on the shop. Is there anything that we can do to help make sure that you guys have what you need? I'm a little worried about you getting involved.
Well, I've learned a few tricks since I've last visited home.
Oh, I know. I'm just worried. I'm just worried with Bria. And she kind of just come here and gives you a nice big hug.
Sorry, I keep kicking you.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes, speaking of the shop, she'll give her and I'll give her the 1 gold that one of my friends really liked one of the ties, and...
Oh, well, I didn't imagine doing much business during this time, but it's a nice thing. Thank you.
And Anika also pulled 1 gold from her stuff and might have taken some yarn and tools and...
Well, it's nice to know some things haven't changed from you, but
yes.
I'm glad that you're at least holding yourself accountable.
And then This is from Tennille, the elven guy.
Yes, handsome fellow.
Yeah. This is a letter for
What?
his uncle.
Elves are pretty.
He's a pretty boy.
No, I just don't think Anika would, like, not that guy.
No, not
She doesn't.
that one.
She doesn't think of him that way. Yeah.
She doesn't think of him that way. It's just in case, in the evacuation effort, we get separated. This is just a letter to his uncle, so he knows who you two are, and, I'm sure we'll meet up with you later, but...
How much was the money?
I gave her 5 gold and 4 rations.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
So she takes it and she reads it over. Or was it a sealed letter?
It was a sealed letter,
Okay,
and then
so she takes it.
the gold was for them to get into the gate, since there's the 2 gold gate tax right now, too,
Got it.
plus a little extra.
So she looks it over, and she says, "Wow, that is very thoughtful. Well, if we do not see this Tennille, please thank him for us, and I'm certain that we will be able to repay this generous gesture in due time. I'm sure Bria will insist on it."
You guys always have. Well, I think we're gonna... I assume you guys don't mind if we stay in the shop for the night?
No, please, by all means. Bria's just asleep in her room, but I'll be staying here because I just want to look in on her and make sure everything's okay with her.
Yes, stay safe, alright?
Well, you as well.
She'll hug her again. Love you.
Oh, love you too. You be careful, little Weaver, okay?
Yeah. You guys be careful too. Tell Mama I love her too.
Oh, of course. I'm sure she knows, but I will tell her, of course.
It's always better to say it, just
Absolutely.
in case.
Well, we won't have any cases, but let us part for the night.
Okay. And and Anika
Actually,
will head back towards the shop.
Okay. So you rejoin the rest of the group in the shop, and you notice some more sort of guard movement. You see Captain Ulcidides out on the eastern side of town, kind of coordinating a few people, some extra scouts and stuff, setting up posts, and he kind of approaches you guys and sort of says, he's the sort of half-orc guy, and he comes up and he says, "Are you bedding down? I thought you were going to be making haste to help buy us more time. We only have a few guards remaining at this time."
I'll talk it over with my friends again, but we got pretty beaten up coming into town, and we're not sure we'll be able to,
I understand.
hold off whatever this is without some rest.
Well, I guess we'll have to do our best to hold off whatever it is with what less we have. And he kind of gestures to the 4 guys he's got left with him. But he says, if perhaps we can take it in shifts and see how we're able to coordinate some defense. I'd hate to see more folk go, or heaven forbid all of you go mad like the rest.
No, it's just you by yourself, so...
Yeah. Yes, that would be quite unfortunate. We'll try to keep a watch out as well.
Thank you. That's all I can ask. I know we're all stretched thin here, and it's not your fault, of course, but we have to do whatever we can.
Yes. I'll do whatever we can with the time we must. I hope to see you in the morning.
Likewise.
And Anika will enter into the shop, and then she'll take out her drop spindle, grab some wool roving, probably just from the shop, and start spinning an incredibly thin piece of thread, and she'll thread it along the bottom of the doors and all the windows as a tripwire, and ritually cast alarm.
Very cool. All right.
Cool.
So Slate would have tried to leave at some point there. So
Yeah, I might have
off.
seen you starting to leave and followed you
Okay.
because I was twiddling my fingers.
Oh, Slate, Flo, by the way, I can designate people so you don't accidentally trip this off, and I'll designate the whole party as they're not going to trip the alarm.
Okay.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
So you head on out?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going?
I would head over to the captain and say, "Hi mate, need a hand?"
Yes, absolutely. We can certainly need a hand. We'll have you on the sort of northeastern side, not too far from the. Excuse me, not too far from some of the watch posts there, and he kind of gestures to like a ruined, decrepit-looking watch post kind of space that looks like it's been torn apart with weapons and teeth and claws and stuff like that. It's got big gouges in its wood.
Is this something that you would climb up, or is it just more like
It
a
normally would be,
fortification?
but it's kind of like half collapsed.
Okay.
It's just sort of a northern defensive point in the city, or in the town. And you got some barricades and stuff. He just says, give a shout if you see anything coming your way. We'll try and respond in kind if we have the occupancy to do so.
All right.
Thank you for your service.
And Anika is going to make the alarm audible so it will wake the whole party up and not just mentally ping her.
Got it? Flo, while you're following and seeing him make this exchange with the captain, what did you want to do?
I'm just like pop my head around Slate and be like, "Hey, can I help too?"
No.
Preferably with my bestie here.
Yeah, of course. The two of you, as long as you're agreeable, are welcome to station there. Additional eyes is always a good idea, buddy system and all that. I wish we had enough people to have support for all of our soldiers. Kind of straightens his jacket a little bit.
Do you have any more long distance modes of maybe warning you of stuff? I can use my voice, but it only goes so far.
Voice should be enough for now. I suppose if you really needed, you could maybe find a bell or something like that. A cattle bell, maybe a cowbell from some of the locals. Can always use some more cowbell.
There it is.
Well,
God, if only I were there.
I'll kind of like touch my side where my pistol's hidden in behind stuff and be like, if you hear any loud noises, just assume that's us trying to get your attention.
Very well. I will make that assumption and let my men know.
Okay.
Just a reminder, your pistol doesn't make quite as loud of a crack
really?
as a gun. It still
Oh, okay.
is loud, but it's about as loud as like someone slamming a dictionary on the floor on the table, like
Oh,
a
okay.
big walk, but not
Okay.
the crack of a pistol
Get
or
it.
something like that in real life. He says, well, as with your ally here, thank you for your service. We really appreciate your assistance.
Oh, no problem, mate. Slap him on the shoulder and just like walk towards that spot
Does
that
it
we're
look like,
designated.
now that she's here, with the half-fallen watchtower, can I, like, brace it in such a way where I could put her on top?
Yeah, there's enough space to put her on top for sure. So it's sort of, it would be like a two-story tower, sort of wooden palisade style kind of thing. Not dissimilar to like a ground-based treehouse, effectively.
Okay.
Crude but effective for a watchtower. Now it's like a one-story shambles, but the top standing area platform is still sort of intact, and it's got like a little shade cloth tarp roof.
Okay.
So you could still occupy that space.
Nice. Is it with a room for both of us, or just one?
As it is now, probably one person, or maybe not a Slate-sized person and another person, as you are a pretty big guy, and it's not.
He's not a lightweight either.
Yeah, not a lot of space. They've used it sort of in a particular way and aligned some of the beams that have collapsed as part of the barricades they've got going on too. So you're sort of on the outer edge of the barricades there as part of the situation. So the two of you are standing guard. Got it? The rest of you are sleeping in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
I think we should set up a watch of our own.
I can go first.
I'll go second.
Okay. Kakla, you and me?
Okay.
He's already asleep.
Yeah, I was already asleep, apparently.
He had a rough day.
Yeah, he did have a pretty rough day.
day.
So, you guys draw the shade cloth curtains inside. As you outside, kind of maybe enjoy the awning that's on the top of that, but otherwise it's still bright sunlight throughout the, there's no day and night. So, Slate, you might sort of be shading your eyes a little bit more.
Just trying to hide in the cloth
Just
a little bit.
Yeah, hide in the cloth just like a little bit. So yeah, go ahead and give between you and Flo. Are you guys trying to stay up throughout the sleep time, or are you going to take it in shifts?
My original thought was, it sounded like they come around at a particular time each day, kind of a thing, which, as you said, would fall for evening for us normal people.
Within a general range, it's not been an exact time to their knowledge.
So I figure we could just stay awake until that comes, they attack, and then sleep after. Was my thought process.
Well,
Do you share that plan with Flo?
Sure.
I assumed
and I'll
the
go
same
back
thing.
and forth
Yeah.
with her.
what time did we get into the village?
What time is it now?
Yeah, what time is it? Like, yeah, well, like, do we have like a full turning before the next attack, or is the next attack imminent? I guess is my question.
They're expecting one imminently. This is why they've been worried about you guys.
Okay, because that
staying.
wasn't clear. If that had been more, like, I think we probably would have stayed up and at least tried to fend off the next attack, because...
Yeah,
I got it. At least.
Slate's built different.
Slate's.
Yeah. So, yeah, to clarify, they are expecting an attack within the next few hours. You guys have arrived at sort of the... By the time you got to the town and stuff like that, it was like the middle part of the day, and after your different conversations and investigations and stuff like that, it's now sort of in the... what would normally be evening time, kind of dusk region. But since there's eternal sun at this, light band, it is still bright as ever. But yes, you definitely can see, and you have been seeing, Ulcidities organize like sentries to post throughout the barricade of the town, clearly expecting trouble.
Then I guess I'll take my watch outside of the building.
Okay.
So that I am able to be more alert and available should something happen.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Cool.
Sounds good.
That was clearing up some confusion on my part.
All right. So you're taking watch first, though, in this rest period. So why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check? We'll also let one of you two roll with advantage, since the other person's presumably helping, unless one of you is just doing something else, which is okay. But
Slate's pretty good at looking at things, but it's very bright out. So either way,
Oh, yeah.
you'll
I'm
do
rolling
okay.
at disadvantage, even though that was terrible. Yeah. Yeah.
okay, then you probably can't really confer advantage to help in this particular environment.
Then I could look too instead, just both look.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Both of you.
Perception.
Yes. What'd you get?
7.
22.
6.
Oof.
So you guys are going, waiting a few hours, pretty tense, it's quiet, aside from the
That's me.
from people in the pens and things like that. Still kind of milling around. And then all of a sudden it gets pretty quiet. Even they stop. And first you sort of get a bit of like fog and mist, which is not unheard of. But it seems to be rolling in a little extra thick. And all of a sudden, all of the animals start just raising a bunch of noise. Just, whole big cacophony of noise coming from them. And the fog sort of rolls in. You two are more preoccupied with the noise of the animals and the bright light, still kind of shining through certain sections. With the fog and the shade it brings in it, you see a distinct figure, tall, horned, bipedal, and significantly taller, around the same proportions of Slate, if not bigger.
Ooh.
It seems like it's just barely out of perfect vision, but you think you see at least another individual adjacent, harder to really make sense of.
Is the fog making this really hard to see?
Yeah.
Can I use create destroy water and destroy 35 foot cube of fog?
Okay, very cool. You attempt to kind of make a connection with the water and disperse it. And it seems like it might not actually be fog so much as like a shadowy kind of mixture. And as you do it, it sort of begins to bloom more in a darkness kind of way.
Goody.
And you're seeing this, and you're sort of watching them, and they're watching you, and it's sort of like an acknowledgement. And you see the horned figure pull something out and throw it.
No.
Just sloshing, sort of wet splashing noise, and it looks like it's a severed sheep's head.
Oh.
And then
I like turn to Slate and be like, Slate, this fog ain't fog.
Slate doesn't see anything, so he has no idea what's going on.
you at least notice that there's fog, but you don't notice much more than that.
Do I see the fog where I'm standing outside the shop?
You're seeing tinges of it, yeah, off in the distance. And you're sort of hearing Ulcidity say, like, stand firm, be ready, be ready.
I bang on the door very loudly. Something's happening!
Well, is it important?
Yes!
And that goes bolting out.
Okay, so you guys are all out and ready, and as you guys are joining, sorry,
Has this been a few hours? Do we get any sleep benefits or no?
you definitely don't get full rest.
What about like a short rest? Because you said it was a few hours.
Not really in a particular
That's unfortunate.
manner.
Nothing.
So you guys head out of the shop. Flo, what are you doing? Since you're
I have
seeing
both
the rest?
scimitars ready.
Okay, are you saying anything?
Hi!
Okay.
To whom?
Anyone in the distance.
Okay.
You new in town?
Captain Alcides is sort of like, stand firm, be ready, be ready. And Rhinoceros is like, oh, over there. And he kind of starts heading in the direction that you're looking with your scimitars out and ready. And the rest of you joining?
Yes.
Before we like full join, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, go ahead and roll. D8.
I'm gonna cast Vigilant Blessing on myself.
Okay.
We're doing it.
Seeing Flo yell out, and the attention she's inevitably going to draw, the Slate will reach over and just pat her on the shoulder and cast Warding Bond.
Okay.
Oh, what's that?
So for a second, you feel a kind of tether Slate pull kind of at the base of your skull for a second, and you feel sort of like everything is much more within your grasp, and everything else around you, you can see patterns, little threads of how they connect, and you look over to Flo and you see a thread of how you connect and have met this individual and know her and can see her, and you sort of grab onto that little cable and create a more solid bond that thickens and strengthens between the two of you.
That's really cool.
I'm so glad you're my bestie.
Does she know anything's happening other than...
I mean,
Oh, good. I feel anything?
you
Maybe
don't feel anything other than like you feel a little bit like his hand is colder than it should be, but also that you do see a flickering band of light kind of back and forth between you guys. It's sort of like a silvery.
She's just generally glad you're her bestie.
Does that carry all her stuff?
What was your roll?
7.
Okay,
So
so go ahead and just add the appropriate hit points. You guys rejoin, and a few of you also see in the distance, and you sort of see the individual and throw another skull. This one is less fresh. It's more of a skull proper, and sort of. And Flo, since you noticed first, go ahead and make an insight check for me.
Is the guy throwing the severed sheep's head a real nice fella?
19.
19. You get the sense, you're watching this face watch each of you, and you're getting the sense that this is like the behavior of a predator. It's watching and seeing that its prey has changed, there's more of it, and it's like backing away. And it begins to back away, and the fog still sort of is spreading out, and you see it sort of make a swirling pattern for a second, and then it just sort of like thins out into normal air, and it's bright and sunny again. And after that, you don't see any notice of the individuals except for these 2 heads they left behind.
Someone's got a skull fetish.
Skittish.
Can I see the skulls from where I'm standing?
Yeah, you joined kind of closer with the group. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to them
They're
and
about 10 feet on the other side of the barrier.
cast Detect Good and Evil on them and see.
Okay, what is that?
Let me pull it out.
Spell text
Idea.
says there.
I can guess that they're probably evil, just going on a
Yeah,
hunch.
right.
You
But
detect strong goodness.
This
You
has all
know-
been a
Good
big
vibes.
They've been
misunderstanding.
touched by angels.
so you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. You know if a place or object within 30 feet of you has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. It feels similar, so there's none of those listed creatures within 30 feet of you. But it feels similar as if the skulls themselves have been consecrated to or desecrated / consecrated to like a shadowy entity of some
So kind of similar to the bodies that I've...
Not totally dissimilar.
Okay.
Not totally the same either, but at least in the same frequency.
Cool. Okay.
Do we want to maybe move the heads out of town?
Do we even want to touch the heads?
I mean, I could, sort
Mage
of
hand.
pull up her mage hand. Do you think that would be safe?
Ah.
Does a sheep's head weigh more than 10 pounds?
If the brains in it, it does.
Yeah, I would say the fresher one probably does. The lesser one does not.
Can we use 2 mage hands to pick up the pressure one? Like if I cast it 2 in conjunction?
Gonna try?
Yeah.
I also will cast it.
30 pounds.
So all of you are gonna try and move these heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
so
never mind. Wrong character.
okay, not you. The 2 of you.
The 2 of us will.
Your mage hands extend out, looking as they look, in their different ways, and reach out to the head.
Yeah.
Immediately as they make contact, you feel a sort of jolt through like if you're using a pencil to touch something that has resistance, it's something like that. Like if you're using another object, it's like that. And then it feels like the energy is reaching through you guys. I need both of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Good
Don't
thing.
start bawling at me. I'm gonna be upset.
Damn it.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm rolling
double
terribly
oof.
tonight.
Double oof.
I do.
I think I'm okay.
At least I can still communicate with them.
What'd you get?
9.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay.
Nine.
Tennille,
Oh no.
you feel something like kind of scratching at your head, and you brush against your ears, and you notice they're like donkey ears now.
Yes.
And you open your mouth to say like what the, and it's just yo.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh.
Nope.
Welcome to my world.
Tennille, I mean, you're not okay, obviously. You still in there, buddy?
I'm just gonna glare at her.
That feels right.
I walk up and do and then
I push the cackler down into the mud.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Perhaps since it seems that things have settled, perhaps we should just all camp out here in case they return. Can any of us do any sort of thing to help with that? Daniel, that's sort of your area, but
Well, so I obviously can't say this because I can only bray like a donkey. When we went into the Patch's lair and they tried to use lesser restoration on Vanessa, right? That's all I have. That's all the other thing I could have that could help that.
you do remember them attempting that, yes.
Okay. Well, I don't have that spell prepared.
Okay.
So.
Well, if that's the case, perhaps we just should finish our rest and make the most of it.
Yes, maybe your rich uncle has something he could do about this?
Just kind of give you this look of like, how is that going to help me now?
I mean, it's not, but I think I'm grasping at straw here.
I'm just going to march back to the shop.
Okay, so you're heading back to the shop.
Do we want to rest out here? I have set up an alarm in the shop.
I think we should be ready in case more trouble comes, but we should also keep an eye on Daniil.
I do have a tent. I pitched a tent.
Okay. It's a two-person tent.
I'll pitch the tent.
Okay. You pitch it.
And I'll gesture like Rhinoceros can stay in here if they're like,
Oh, very kind. Appreciate it. The sun on my eyes, when I'm sleeping, and it's nice for the plant to get a break too. He sets it up nicely in the corner.
Slate will also set up his tent, except it's only room for Slate.
Yep.
So Ross just has my tent.
Oh, I forgot. Did you need this?
you're in the shop.
I'm in the shop, so it doesn't matter at this
well,
point.
I have his tent. Do you want a tent for now?
I'll walk over to Slate's bag and pull mine out.
Okay. So you guys, go ahead and set up your rest situation. Did you go back to the shop with Tennille?
I think I'll go keep an eye on our friend.
Okay. So you resume your sleep. Your watch ended. Rhinoceros was on the next watch, so he's gonna roll. And then who was on third watch? You and Anika?
Yep.
So that you guys are separated now, so just roll separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll.
Perception, do I perceive it? No, I don't.
It's natural.
It is sure natural.
Rhinoceros, during his watch, no one else was awake at the time. Presumably everyone else went to sleep after their shift was sort of done. But when your turn comes, he says, "Oh, I saw some dots moving along the hillsides. Some different things seemed like they were in a hurry, but nothing else on the horizon. Well, I'm gonna get some shut-eye now." All right, what'd you get?
21.
Okay. You also notice some movement on the hillsides and things like that. Seems like you're noticing some movement in the far distance, kind of coming on around and sort of coming down the hillside and then heading back up. And you see sort of the general direction of where they're heading off. And in the clear light and with that good of a roll, you're actually able to see on the hilltop there is like a building or something up there. So you gather that's where things are going, sort of to the north, to the east or northeast.
Is that roughly where I would know, or where I've been like implied that barn was?
You don't know since you're not from around here, and it's not really. They've just been mentioning it off east or by name.
Okay.
But you presume that's likely, given
Okay.
what you have.
That's fair.
So, and you rolled a natural one.
Yeah.
So you're inside the shop and just enjoying the fact that you're concerned over Tennille's braying. Go ahead and roll another saving throw for me.
Oh, please be better. Please be better.
Don't become a full donkey.
Sure wasn't.
Damn it. 10.
Still
braying.
still
Did you get a
got the
tail?
donkey ears. But otherwise, everyone gets the benefits of a long rest.
Tail.
Everyone gets the benefit of a long rest. No further transformation as far as physical traits go.
Am I still
Lame.
making donkey noises?
Yes, you are.
Of course you are.
Which I'm going to guess means I can't cast Lesser Restoration on myself because that has a verbal component.
You cannot make verbal components of spells at the moment.
Cool. Then I
It's
am
a
useless.
cast
I am basically useless.
It's okay. You were much more before.
All right. Well, after the rest
Classic
ends,
Nate.
readying yourselves for perhaps visiting and getting to the bottom of this, and maybe now a little bit more personally invested in what's going on. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back here in like 5-10 minutes. So those of you who are watching from home, don't go too far away. We'll be right back.
This is in dice jail now.
Do we need to keep him in the
All right, and we are back. Welcome back to everybody from our little break when last we left off. Team was just coming involved with some of this mysterious attack on Brightmeadow during their rest, coming with a dark fog, or maybe not fog, as Flo found out, more of a shadowy mist. And with it, they left a few apparently cursed or desecrated sheep skulls, which Anika and Tennille tried to move with their mage hands, and Tennille got caught up in some sort of curse, and now is braying like a donkey, unable to cast some of his magic. So we'll see what else is in store for the group. The apparent or would-be assailants seem to have turned back with these newcomers defending the town. But now, having completed their first rest here in Brightmeadow, they are ready to find the cause of this trouble and hopefully put it to bed. So, come into from your various tents and store. What's everyone doing?
Shall we rejoin the others? You just have to nod or shake your head. Yes. Maybe we should get you a notepad like the cackler.
Thank you. Yeah.
Just forgot his name, despite him being just a giant bird.
Not that big.
I'm gonna find the paper I used last night and write in big letters, if this is permanent, I need more than a notepad, and hold it up.
I mean, we'll figure. Can Anika look around? Is there any sort of like ledger or paper in the store?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. That is a 16.
You don't find a ledger, but you do find some extra sheets of paper, 3 extra sheets of paper.
Well, this will hopefully do for now. Can we maybe get back to the big city, or if you're able... I don't know how this works.
Just kind of stare at you and just walk out the door.
I guess we're joining the others.
You're not taking this opportunity to bray at people?
No.
I sure would.
I mean, you do already.
So, you rejoin the others. Renasto sort of does his morning crackling, creaking stretch, and says, well, the good news is, during my watch, I saw some movement up on that hill there. I think that's perhaps where we need to go.
Let's head there. Try to get to the bottom of this. And Anika will wave her hands and cast the knitwear mage armor on herself and hit Sarah. Sorry.
All right.
I'm gonna put my hands out in front of me and start making like sheep noises. Bah, bah, just
I think you're going to disturb the town folks.
Tennille, did you have that pretty stone?
He nods.
Do we want to risk touching that to those sheep heads? Or your
Yeah,
lobes?
I mean...
No.
Yeah,
At least like having
How
accurate is
about
the
your
catapult
how about your earlobes?
How accurate is the catapult spell?
Yeah, like
Oh my eyes, pull it out, stick it to my ear.
Does it require an attack roll? Or is it a dex save?
Tentacle.
a hack roll, I think.
Well, it would depend on how well you roll on the hit. Obviously, it's a, gemstone of some kind. So if you
Break it.
break it, then that's not great. But yeah.
At Flo's
Fair enough.
suggestion, I'm gonna touch the lore Brightstone to my ear.
Okay. You do get a faint little thread that joins the other little floating motes that seem to be sort of starting to collect in there.
Well, at least we'll have money to hire a cleric. Look, I'm a raging optimist. It's one of my faults.
All right. Well, with that, Vanessa says, well, I suppose there's no sense in waiting. They are counting on us to get going.
Do we want to find the captain or the lawmaster and tell them that we're heading up there now?
Should we maybe tell them not to touch those sheep heads?
Also that make sure the townsfolk don't
Stay clear.
stay clear.
Okay.
I also don't know, are those, they're obviously cursed in some way. They could pretend. I would keep an eye on them too.
Go back to look at them. No longer there.
Well, that's creepy.
That's good.
Well,
Solves one problem, but...
yeah.
Does it though?
Well,
I don't mind, my friend.
let's go. Preferably the captain. Dan's such a jerk.
Do you think if we buried those heads, they'd grow into... we could grow sheep?
I've made a little study of biology, and I'm not entirely sure that you have all of your facts straight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Oh, my bad.
obviously, sheep don't pop out of nothing, and she'll pop Mr. Mittens into her arms and pop him back.
Oh, that's a suit. I don't know where I'm going with the accent. You get what you get. So is that where sheep come from? It just pop into existence.
Can I give like the exact recital of like the talk my parents would have given me about the birds and the bees?
Well, yes, there's supposedly some accuracy to that, but I think perhaps we're getting off topic at the moment.
That was very graphic. What did your parents teach you?
I'll just repeat the exact whole thing back again.
Well, perhaps we get moving if he's going to be talking this much.
Flo's gonna start walking to where she knows the answer.
Anika's blushing.
Okay.
Daniel is actually listening, like,
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Choo-choo.
The slate is just so confused.
Oh,
Oh, it's Oh, it's much worse. Ache.
There's nothing
Okay.
sad.
It's almost a nat 20.
You're not seeing him around too much. It's kind of hard.
Has anybody else seen
Kind of blinking
seen
the sleep
that
crust beats out of your eyes.
officer around?
Which in your case might be
I'll
ice.
Yeah, could be.
I can look.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception. You also have the disadvantage from being
In sunlight.
in sunlight.
Perception?
Yeah.
11.
You notice there's one more individual in the pen than there was before you guys went to rest.
Is it
And,
Tanya?
no, but you do see the captain there, Ulcidides, and he kind of looks over you and sort of.
Does he look as with it as Toniel does, or just like the other ones?
Just like the other ones.
do the other ones have any, like, animal ears or anything like that?
A few of them do,
Okay.
or signs of their feet turning to hoofs. One of them has like hoofy nails on one hand,
I don't love that.
but
In fact, I hate it.
a few have horns and things like that. But most of it seems to be psychological, with a few extra physical adornments as well, tufts of chin hair and things like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Do we remember, did the captain seem with it when we saw him last after the...
Last time you saw him, he was thanking you guys for setting up post and readying you, telling the soldiers to stand ready. But you don't know what he saw. You didn't see him when he was calling out.
Let's go find Hugot. Maybe head back to the law house, tell him we're off, and hopefully we can find something to help.
Do we need permission?
Not permission, just if they wanted to arrange, their transport out during our distraction. Just,
That's reasonable.
keep everyone abreast of the plan.
So you go back to the law house to find Hugart down.
Hugot!
Yes. What is it? I'm told that the captain has now been victimized as well. It seems that our time is running short. If you're going to do something, please do it now.
Yeah, we're heading out east, the
Excellent.
farmhouse.
Thank you so much. We'll begin making our evacuation a little bit more sturdily and post-haste. Good luck out there.
Yes, good luck to you as well.
And I'm sorry if I came off a little brusque the other day. I think we're all a little bit stretched thin, as it were. But in any case, good luck to you. And
I'll keep doing
You
my
as
zombie
well.
sheep impressions around him.
please just go.
And Nick kind of putting her hand over her mouth, trying not to show she's very much giggling at the cackler doing that.
I'll do. Oh, please go. and roll.
You are a terror. Your poor parents.
Right. And kind of goes back to what he was sketching out and writing. All right, so you guys leave the longhouse where the others are still sort of in their rest spot by that little outpost tower on the sort of northeastern section of the town. Was there anything anyone else wanted to do while they were going to check in on him?
While we're passing the other guards/officers, can I I guess I want to go up and talk to them and let them know our plan, and if anything goes askew, there might be some activity.
Okay. Yeah, you see one gal. She is half elven, or in ethnicity or race. She seems to be helping coordinate a few carts being maneuvered and stuff like that. And she sees you approaching. Oh, yes, hi. What news? I'm, I guess, Captain Fela now? What was it that you had in mind?
Fela. Sorry, I'm Flo. F names, yeah! Anyway, so my homies and I are gonna go up to that hillside and hopefully find that, little ranch that's having some issues and hopefully cause a distraction for y'all, but if anything happens, there might be some activity, and I don't know if anything's gonna go away from us and come towards you.
Well, thank you for letting me know. I think it's best that you do whatever you can to keep these strange forces as much as you can.
But I have no idea what's up there,
in that direction.
Do you have any idea what's up there?
Not too much more. I just know that some of that darker fog stuff rolled in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not fog, by the way.
Well, that is good news. How did you find that out?
I've been in a lot of fog, and that was definitely not fog.
Right. Okay. Well, that's weird, but all right. I noticed the captain picking up something last night, but otherwise.
Was it the sheep head?
This one was a cow skull.
If that weird dude drops skulls around, don't touch him.
Well, it seems that we have learned that lesson. But sadly, Captain Alcides is now among the maddened. So command has now fallen to me, and the three of us remaining, she kind of gestures to the other two scout guards, will be immediately leading up some of the major evacuations and escorting the caravan route to Solney proper.
Okay. Would there be a time that's best for us to go there?
Now would be good.
Now would be good? Okay. Then we're gonna head out. Just want to let you know.
Thank you. Good luck.
See you, homie. Then she'll walk back towards the group.
So you head on back.
Sounds like it's time to go.
Yeah.
Yes, well, it's unfortunate Alcides was struck as well, but perhaps we can do what we can now that we're all rested.
Mm-hmm. I assumed you relayed what she told you to the rest of the group.
Yes. Yeah.
It is, I guess maybe because we touched it with Mage Hand that the captain touched the skull and went completely mad, where, Tennille is...
It's a more subdued effect?
Yeah, it's a more, it's not great, so I'm not saying that, but
Does it feel subdued, Tennille?
As she's saying
Come
that,
on.
it's just like this very non-stop glare at you.
But you see, he has obviously kept his mind. No sheep ever glares at, well, maybe Mr. Mittens, but he's kind of
Make
not
a
sheep.
rude gesture and just kind of walk over to where we...
You guys keep doing your conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, have you ever seen a sheep do that? Well, I guess he's a donkey.
Oh, does he have horizontal pupils?
That's what I'm wondering, yeah.
I don't think donkeys have
Your eyes
horizontal
are totally
pupils.
normal.
Yeah.
The only difference in
Is the ears.
physicality is
Donkeys
the
don't
ears.
have that.
Okay. We keep trying to give Tennille more donkey features.
Thanks, guys. I know he can
Tennille
be...
is
So
now
you guys
just a
start
donkey.
heading out,
that kind of jackass.
and heading over in that direction. Is there anything anyone wants to do? It's about about a mile out. It's at the top of a higher hill kind of region, than like a flat plateau area from what you're seeing as you're heading in that direction.
Are there like boulders things could hide behind and run out from?
Well, you can be the active perception looker if you'd like, so go ahead and make a perception check.
Congratulations.
My condolences.
That's your rolls too.
Well,
Gives us
disadvantage.
Yeah, I know.
That's an 8.
Okay. There's a lot of natural terrain. It's not super rocky in this region, but the way the hills bend and curve and stuff leading up to that upper hill plateau area, it's definitely feasible that some things could round the hills nearest you or be just on the other end of the summits, kind of ready and waiting.
Got it.
Anika, do you know where that ranch is? With that dude? Whatever his name was?
Yeah, the rich jerk, yes. I don't remember. Anika would probably remember his name, I don't.
Damden, you don't remember him being a jerk, just unusual.
The unusual rich dude?
Um,
Damden.
Yeah, rich is a relative term. He's wealthy for a rancher, got a lot of property. But you do remember that he was easterly and that he lived on top of a big hill.
He's easterly. He lives on top of a big hill. I suspect it's what Ren saw
Maybe
last
go to
night.
the top of the hill and slowly approach and see what's going on instead of just rush in.
Yes.
Does everybody think that's a good plan?
And then, it'll depend on what we find there. Did we want to try to end this, cause a distraction? Both? Both? Yes.
Next to him.
Well, I think we need to find a way to reverse this, pointing to Neil. But obviously, the more information that we can find, the better. And if we can collect some, it'll be worth something as well, at least for our future use. And perhaps a way to avert what has happened to you as well.
Yes.
I'm gonna write down the piece of paper Anika gave me. I can't do magic, and hold it up.
Oh.
Well, it's a
then
good thing you're handy with that sword of yours.
Kind of looks at it like, yeah, sure, okay.
Do you need a dagger? Any other weapons?
All right, well.
But I'm gonna add at the bottom, so don't get hurt, and hold that up too.
I will try and be on the lookout for the injured, should anything arrive. Perhaps you can focus on keeping enemies off of me. Alright, so as you guys are traveling up, anyone else will have one more perception check from somebody?
I'll go.
Okay, go for it.
I perceive.
You?
No. Perceive more than you, pal.
What did you get?
9.
Okay.
Barely.
So you start going for a little while. It's maybe an hour or a little less before you start getting to some of the outer pastures that seem associated with this property, and you're seeing from afar that some of the fence line of these outer pastures has been totally demolished. Among some of the cracked wooden beams and broken gates are churned furrows and hundreds of hoofed tracks. Some paws, maybe, as well. It's not sure. Otherwise, it's a rather picturesque locale. Some trees and foliage dotting the land. Up top, you see what looks like some neatly arranged trees in one section of the upper plateau area at the top of this sort of like hill plateau region. But with that roll, not too much else that you get.
Yeah. So the night before on my watch, I had seen like the movement and I had seen the building. Are we headed that direction? That's where we're going.
Renos has kind of started moving in that direction as well. And, and now that you're closer, like you can see at least the outlines and stuff.
Okay.
You're going. It's maybe a little more than a mile out of town, maybe like 2.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Onward we go.
Okay, so you guys said you were approaching kind of carefully. Did you want to try and do like a stealth attempt, or are you just or are you just letting everyone know, trying to be careful?
I think maybe we try to sneak in since we have no idea what we're facing up here.
I'm good with that.
I wouldn't be averse to walking around the place instead of just going straight in.
maybe we skulk around, sneak around.
I'd be down with that. Better know my territory.
Let's go and we will go.
Let's
Okay,
skulk.
why don't we have everyone make a stealth check then?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I 8-year roll.
One pal.
Hello?
21.
Okay, Anika?
9. She's a half elf in a half orc in a bright sweater.
12.
5, I have bright tie.
Okay.
And you're also a bird.
18. Okay. Team's not the stealthiest. Renasta did okay, but overall, team's not the stealthiest. Although you guys are moving slower and stuff like that, so it takes you a little bit longer. Did you want to round one particular side? So if you're looking at it, did you want to sort of go on the left side of the base of the hill or the right side of the base of the hill? What are you thinking?
Is there any place that has the most tracks?
The tracks are kind of all over the place, but if you want, you can try and make a survival check to see if there's a particular pattern.
Okay.
Roll.
I'll do it.
I believe in you.
14.
14. It's pretty haphazard, and some of the freshest stuff just looks like it led to the town and then back.
Okay.
You said some fences were busted. Are there more fences busted on one side?
Not that you can tell. You're only on the outer passages. Outer pastures and stuff like that. Some of the larger roaming areas, but it looks like there's more to be seen up above. This is sort of like the very vestiges of the overall space.
We want to pick a random direction and go.
Sure.
Let's go right.
Right, it is. You guys start
As
heading
she
around
pulls
the right.
out her dice and rolls it to decide.
Flip a
Start
coin.
heading
Maybe
around
around
the
the
back, the base of this sort of space. Is there anything you guys are looking for in particular? Help me out. What are you guys trying to see here as you're making this side egress around the right side?
I would be looking out for like any paths that stand out more than others. Maybe like there's a back way and like a back door kind of situation. I don't know what's going on necessarily up at this barn kind of thing, but any path that would be going up there. Obviously, keeping an eye out for animals.
Yeah. So you guys are making your way around. Go ahead and make just a general perception check. While I go.
Me?
Yes. You were looking for animals, right?
Yeah.
Can I try and listen for like any animal noises, any movement inside the house?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Just to clarify, you guys haven't seen the house yet. You've seen outline of a structure from far away.
Oh.
Haven't gotten to the top of the hill, so you guys don't see any actual building. You're at the bottom of a taller hill.
Well, let's get to the top of
I
the
thought we were already up there, like circling the house.
Yeah.
No, so as I said, you're at the base of the plateau hill. So it's a hill with a plateau at the top, and you guys were deciding which way to go around the bottom of that hill.
I thought we were circling the house.
So I heard you guys were going around the bottom right part of the hill. Do you guys want to go up to the house? Because I heard you guys don't want to go straight up. You guys would rather wanted to take a closer look. So what?
We could still skulk around,
So that
look
still
for
works for me.
paths, look
Yeah.
for
Okay.
like.
I just want to make sure everyone's. Maybe I'm not doing a good job describing what's
No,
happening.
I knew where we were at. These guys aren't paying attention. Just,
You're there.
I did,
So you're going around the base.
I haven't found it.
What was your perception check?
There are no animals that I know of.
What was your perception check?
7.
Okay. Yeah, you're not seeing a bunch in general. You guys circle the bottom base again. Lots of upturned tracks and things like that, but and damaged fence line. You don't feel like you're getting a lot out of your cautious stealth because not everyone's being as stealthy and stuff like that, including yourself, based on your previous role. So you wanted to make a perception check, Slate, about listening for animals. Is that correct?
Around the house. I wasn't interested around the.
Okay, so you're wanting to go up toward the house.
Yeah.
Should we skulk onwards and upwards?
Onwards and upwards.
Okay. You guys start heading up. Go ahead and make another stealth roll for everybody, please.
Ooh, now we want to be loud.
Ooh, yeah, now I want to roll really well, apparently.
Nerd. Not sleep.
24.
21.
11.
11.
23.
Okay. And Renas did better too. So everyone's feeling reasonably sneakier, having had their practice run the first time. You head and start cresting the hill. Semi-tall, but got a large flat space at the top. You get to the top here on this sort of, as you've rounded the route, the right side of it, it's sort of the eastern part. Getting to the top, you see some of those orderly trees that you saw before. It looks like it's an orchard, arranged and thick in the way it's casting its shadows are thick because of the position of the trees. Kind of seems like it's a little bit denser and closer than most forests or orchards usually are. You see what looks like a more contained pasture, more well kept, off to the sort of western side adjacent. And then past the orchard, you see what looks like another inner pen that's closer to the structure, which is a very large barn. And that's kind of what you're seeing initially from just a cursory glance. The barn is still, it's sort of at the center of this sort of L shape of stuff that I've described so far, with the pasture and the orchard and the inner fence line of the barn. You guys are over here heading up. But it's still quite a ways away. This is not a small orchard. And, easily several hundred feet away from the farm, from the barn itself.
We could search the pens. We could search the barn. Barn? Yeah, that's kind of my instinct.
So do you guys want to pass through the orchard heading toward the barn?
I'm gonna hold up a piece of paper, show it to the party, and it just says distraction ? On it.
We could make a loud noise, shoot some, sort of. Does anyone have the ability to make loud noises that aren't near them? Maybe in one of the pens far away from the barn?
I'm literally without hesitation, as they're even discussing the possibility of a distraction, I'm gonna whip my fingers out like pistols and just start firebolting trees. Just
or that.
Burn the orchard down. Why not?
Okay. Takes a few shots, but you start setting some trees alight.
Excellent.
As you're doing that, you notice that some of the shadows cast by the trees seem to be in a sort of more haphazard pattern than what the consistent angle of the sun can account for.
I don't know how much I like that, but I'm going to keep burning them.
Okay. Well, perhaps we should move away from where we just caused this distraction.
Maybe out of the orchard?
There's no response from me. I'm just
yes.
I'm like Danny DeVito blasting out here.
Come, let's go. Let's try and move. I agree. Out of the orchard's
Yeah,
not a bad idea.
Y'all.
Okay, I'll go
Let's
with.
go.
I'll go with as the party goes.
Okay, where are you leading them, Flo?
Out of the orchard, but still towards the pens, if that's possible.
Okay, yeah, that would be sort of
Just a longer
the
way.
group's left to the west.
Yeah.
You guys start heading towards a intact fence line this time, and you see a field of stakes with skulls on them.
Oh. Well,
Are
this
they
looks
animal
fun.
skulls?
Make a perception check,
Well, no.
or actually, make a medicine check.
Okay. At least I don't have disadvantage for that. Well,
There's skulls already.
4.
It's a mixture. You're still 100 feet away.
Oh.
Well, this is a fun.
Maybe let's not
place.
walk through the skulls towards the barn.
As you guys are heading toward that direction, though, 'cause you're still heading towards the direction of the passage, you're hearing, ho, 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 and you're
the dogs.
seeing just seeing shadows and shapes begin to move through the forest, trying to investigate through the orchard, trying to investigate some of the fire that's caught there. It seems that you have drawn the attention of some creatures, certainly in this region. Again, this is, not too far from where you're at, maybe 60, 70 feet away. They're initially distracted with that. So, chance for you guys to do something. What are you guys doing?
Weren't the dog howls driving people mad? Yeah, let's run.
Let's run.
Okay, so you guys start running. In what direction are you running? Back down the hill, or into the pasture with the skulls, or
straight into the barn.
you have to go through the orchard or the pen to get to it. So,
Do you guys want to go?
That's it. Which one's most direct?
From where you are, the orchard.
Orchard.
That's also okay.
The one we just set on fire.
Oh,
and we're calling the wolves.
Pens.
Okay.
Okay, we want to go away from the barking dogs and the trees on fire. I presume.
Okay. So you guys are heading into the field of posted skulls and on stakes and stuff like that as you move through these pens.
As you would.
You guys are heading away. Doing that, you're still hearing the barking and the howling and stuff in the distance. Now a little bit farther away, but still not super far. You get to this sort of grim sight, and again you see the shadows seem to kind of spool in weird ways, and they seem to be making a strange like gloopy coalescence at the base of each of their posts. You also notice that the posts seem to be arranged in a strange sort of spiral pattern.
Lovely.
Is there any way to sort of edge along the fence and not?
So, you guys are running and ran straight through into the pasture because I heard you guys are just trying to get away. So,
Oh, yeah.
are you continuing to go that way, or are you
Yeah.
going to veer now towards the barn? What's the plan? The barn, by the way, is very large. Looks like it's multiple stories, or at least has a big rafter space, and it seems abnormally large. But this guy had a lot of property, so it's possible that it makes sense. You see a door, a big barn double door on sort of the side facing where it connects to this pasture. You also are starting to see, as you guys are running more and more west, you're seeing another pasture sort of to the north, and what looks like a pen of some sort with some goats in it, not too far up ahead from the space. So if you guys are running along this pasture here, here's the barn. Up past that space is another pasture and the pen is adjacent to the barn, and it seems to have some goats in it. Again, the pastures are about 100 feet across, 200 feet across.
We're in the pasture with the skulls right now, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Do they look like the ones that the figure threw that we touched last night or the day before?
Would you like to stop and inspect them? Because right now everyone's running.
I kind of wanted to just kind of like, as I'm running, like cursory glance of like, does that look familiar?
Yeah, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Tough.
I rolled in that one, so that's a 6.
You are busy, focused on trying to get away from the situation. All right. I heard some interest in veering towards the barn. Is that still what people are trying to
Yeah.
do?
I'm flagging. I'm like flagging.
Okay, so team's starting to head towards the barn. So we've got a larger space that you guys are heading towards, moving past these various pens and stuff like that. You get to the barn doors. What's everyone doing? You arrive at the barn. You're still hearing the barking in the distance, but it seems to be starting to fade out a little bit.
Do I see? So there's obviously the main barn door.
Mm-hmm.
Could we possibly skirt around the outside of the barn and see if there are any other entrances in?
Yeah, you can go around the other side and start looking. It looks like there's another side, big barn double door as it connects to this other pasture that's also ahead of you.
Okay. So
Is there any way to look into the barn as we're walking?
There are
around?
no windows,
on the lower or upper? Just none at all.
none that you can see.
Interesting. Can I put my ear at the barn door, see if I hear anything on
Sure.
this side?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Can I do the same?
Sure.
13. Right.
13?
Yeah.
16.
16. Slate. So we got Kenku and then Slate up above, leaning over. Slate, you hear a sort of and not too far on the other side of that door. This is the southern door of the barn from the angle you guys came up.
I will let people know that there's things on the other side.
If we
We're like, let's stealth around.
when we do want to go in, maybe we could open the doors with mage hands so that we are not directly in front of whatever this is.
All of my notepads say we could light it on fire.
Actually, yeah. We're not gonna find anything good in here.
I'm gonna
I
kind of
mean-
hold up the Lore Bright Stone.
We're gonna find a
Except
way to
for
fix
money.
that.
Oh, that's
I mean,
true.
those ears-
I want to kind of point back to the skulls and point to the cackler and kind of mimic like what he was doing with the firebolt, like pew, 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 pew.
Shoot the skulls.
Can we all hide on like a different side of the building, shoot the skulls, and then make the opposite direction?
Play a game here. A little roulette. I like it.
So, just to clarify, or just to elaborate, there are dozens and dozens of skulls. It'll
I
take you
know.
a long time to like set them all alight.
Oh, I wasn't gonna set them all alight.
Just get some of them going.
Just get some.
Okay. You
Yeah.
I'll step
Attempt
away
to
from
do
the
that.
party before I do this.
okay?
Can
You
we
begin
all
to do that. The rest of you go ahead and make a stealth
coalesce?
check if you're
Okay.
trying to stealth around.
Driving the operative word.
Why do I keep rolling really well on
Can
this?
I roll? Can I roll
Why?
stealth as well?
As you shoot firebolts.
Not while you're shooting firebolts.
21.
8.
20.
22.
You begin starting to make your way. You step in a cow pat, and you're like, "Ah!" and like make a noise. You begin to set some of them alight. It takes a few hits on. You like hit the one, and then hit it again, and hit it again, and then it starts to like burn. And as it does, you hear again, "Oh, whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, 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 whoa," kind of getting closer.
Excellent. Okay, I'm dropping out of the firebolt thing and I'm whipping out my flamethrower.
Okay.
Oh,
So
you're
you're
on for
Forgot you
trouble.
had a
gosh.
flamethrower.
okay. Are you? You're standing in the field.
Okay, I'm gonna start just like spraying and then I'm gonna start running back towards the barn. So I'm gonna spray so I get like, I don't know, 20, 30 feet of area. It's a 15-foot cone, so just kind of give a good first little glance around the entrance of it. Hope it'll spread, and then start hustling back towards the barn with my flamethrower still out, of course.
Okay. At this point, I'm going to say the hounds have caught up to you guys.
Yeah, I got
You guys have taken a long time. And by this point, you are in a space. Here, I'm just going to lay out a battle map. But at this point, we'll go ahead and show kind of a general gist of the situation here. We're going to use this as sort of the barn situation and setup here. Hello, camera. I'm right in front of.
Hello.
Right. So you guys are all around this corner here, and have been stealthing your way up this side. You two.
Cackler is not meant for this world.
The
It's here for a good time, not a long time.
pasture's sort of extending like this and like this, and Cackler is in the middle of it using his flamethrower. There's the double barn doors that you listened at there, and then there's another set of double doors. Okay. Not too far from where you guys are at now. And then the other pasture is sort of in this space, but then you're also noticing this sort of sheep's pen space not too far up ahead either. It's kind of beginning actually, more like up here. So that's what you're seeing. And coming up the way is quite a pack.
Oh, pack. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why I was picturing like 2 or 3.
What else is coming up on the cam? Move this out a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Since this is kind of the more relevant situation here. So Cackler, go ahead and roll initiative.
As I would.
As you are.
Nope.
Take them all out, all on your own.
They go first.
Okay, and
I do just the current behind it.
thank you. Getting some kitchen views there. Alrighty. So let's do these guys. Alrighty. And as you're looking and burning the sheep skulls over here, you see one hound that seems to be particularly bulkier and kind of. Each of them seems to be sort of touched or influenced with some shadow, like collars and stuff. But this one seems to be sort of wreathed in shade and shadow. So that's that. Okay.
I miss fireball.
It would be useful in this thing.
I mean, you do have a flamethrower.
Oh, I do. I'm still torching everything in God's green earth around me.
It was green.
God's charter earth.
What'd you get?
I got 4. Wait, no. I got... Yeah. A 4, 2, 6.
4 and 2 make 6. All right. Okay, so moving to combat. These guys are definitely going first.
Shocking.
I am sure.
Surprise, surprise.
Is any of the ground between me and them lit on fire?
Not significantly.
What?
It's unlike before where there was fields and stuff. This isn't. You've been focusing more on burning the skulls and the posts themselves. So I wouldn't say that it's particularly caught aflame
That's too bad.
in that particular way. So I'm going to do this.
It does say anything flammable in that cone is lit on fire. Just saying. In the spell text, just saying.
Yeah, no, I the posts are set in aflame, but it's not like you've got a whole big region on fire.
So now I'm going on like a Slipknot music video.
All right, so let's see. What are we talking for movement for these guys?
You need to develop napalm.
All right, so
If I survive that long.
all right, let's close the distance. And the rest of them are
Stand off to the side because I can't see myself. There I am. Oof. That's not
getting
good.
to.
That's not ideal.
You have found a pack of wolfuses.
All right.
Wolfeces.
All right, so kind of coming from the side, this big, like mastiff of shadow is gonna try and bite you.
It would, yeah.
Just don't get that.
That's gonna be a 20 to hit.
Just don't get that.
It bite.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Ooh, I'm real strong. No, I'm not.
Okay.
That's a 3.
All right, you are knocked prone and take 12 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, felt that.
It's been fun, dude.
So long,
Oh, this
soldiers.
is the first one.
I'm still spraying flames.
All right. The others are simply going to dash to get more into position
Nice.
and start hurting around you, since they were a little too far.
Tactics.
Tactics.
Alrighty.
Freaking
Okay.
Tactics, man.
The rest of you can now roll initiative.
Oh, they're in mad proximity of me.
Okay, 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
18.
Justice. Okay. Flow at 18. Got it. 15 to 10.
12.
12. Okay. 10 to 5.
9.
8.
So Slate at 9. Toniel at 8. And Renostis at 6B after Kepler. Okay, top of the round. Flo, you're up. Seeing this herd, or this hound pack come around the corner and begin to start crowding around your prone friend, you see this big shadowy hound harassing and haranguing him as its sort of lesser packmates begin to gather around as well. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna whip out my pistol and shoot at the one that's closest to Cackler.
Okay.
That tried to attack him.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
What's your attack range, by the way?
30, 120.
Okay, so you're more than 30 feet away at the
Okay.
moment. So do you want to move closer before you make the shot? You'll be at disadvantage if you're not within 30 feet.
Oh!
That
Yeah, I
30
guess I'll
feet
move
is the
within-
close range where you can make it with a normal shot.
Oh.
120 feet is a anything above 30 up to 120 is a
okay.
disadvantage.
So I'll move. Is that like here?
We'll say
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, what was your attack roll?
Sorry, I got distracted. 11.
11 misses. So,
Darn.
and then bullet goes whistling in past it. Anything else you'd like to do? Next player to act will be Anika.
Do I have enough movement to come up to this?
So
Probably not.
you're over here.
Probably not. At 30.
You came over here, and then you can probably get about there.
So I wouldn't be able to like actually.
No.
Land
Well, you
it.
already made your action anyway, so
Okay.
you can't attack anyway.
Then I guess I'll just hang out back by everybody.
Back where you were? Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Thank you.
All right. Hound's turn. They're going to start
Uh-huh.
involved. plenty of movement to get in deep.
As my bonus action, can I? No, I can't really do anything.
I think you were saying, can I pray?
Okay, the mastiff
Oh, we
that's
need
haranguing
it.
you is going to attack you with advantage because you're
Again?
on the ground prone.
Why
19
don't, I,
hit.
why don't I get a turn between it? Because it already attacked me once, why don't I get my turn?
Oh, right. You should have gotten your turn. Sorry. So before Flo got her turn, the end of the round was still you.
Well, they're all around me. Could I cast Thunder Wave?
Okay. Yeah, I made a mistake here. But yes, you can. Did you want to stand up first? Half your movement to stand up.
Yeah, I'll stand up first and then cast Thunder Wave.
Got it. Yeah, we gotta back up a little bit here.
I'm casting Time Stop and bringing them all back.
Okay. So Thunder Wave would have caught
15 feet.
15 feet. So it's definitely going to catch this one. I'll say it's going to catch another 4 of the 6 other hounds.
Okay.
So
Con save.
con save. What's the DC?
12.
Okay. So the big mastiff that's on top of you, he passes with a 21.
That'll
Great
do.
passes with a 21. The other 4 will just go in sort of a clockwise fashion around you. I've got a 20, an 18,
Oh.
an 11,
Hey.
a 15,
Oh.
and a 4.
Hey.
So these two will be the fails.
So they'll get pushed away 10
Okay.
feet. And then those two will miss roll damage.
Yeah, go ahead and just roll damage. It's the same for everybody.
Hey, 15 damage.
15
Hey.
points of damage. That's going to be a big change. Okay, so this and these two go down immediately, and half as much for everybody else.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Attack, throw, and boom.
Okay, and then half of what would you just say?
7.
So 7 for that because there's 15, of course. And 7 there for the massive as well. Okay, so you've stood up, done that. Now that's the end of, unless you'd like to move with the remaining half of your movement.
Yeah, I'll try to get closer to the team. No, that'll provoke opportunity, won't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, so with a triggering
Well,
whatever
I-
tool or equipment you have that crosses a thunder wave, you did that, and the hounds.
As my
Go
bonus
flying.
action, I can fire the flamethrower actually, because it's the bonus action to fire it.
Yeah, because you have it out. So do you want to do that?
Yeah, we'll do that. Might as well
Okay.
do a
What
little more
direction
damage.
did you want to shoot it?
I'll do it out of the one that's bothering me the most.
Okay, so you'll probably get these two, because remember it's a cone.
Yeah.
So what's the DC on that?
Will be the 12 again.
Okay. So they're both gonna
Oh, wait,
pass.
actually, I think it's a dex. It's a dex save. Well, yeah, it'll be a dex save, same 12.
Yeah, they're both gonna pass.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll with half damage.
Yep. I'm probably getting 13, so.
Wow, 13. So half
Nice.
down to 6.
Yep.
So that's gonna take that hound out.
Yeah. You're getting a turn. Big
Nice.
change things.
Yep.
Slightly, a little
I'll
bit.
just say-
This is why it's good for you guys to keep track too, because I got
I didn't.
too many things I skip over. So it was my fault letting you go ahead
Sorry.
out of turn. No, don't say sorry. It was my fault.
Didn't
So
do anything anyway.
as you go and then you follow it up with a flamethrower, which sort of turns in its own, got a little bit of a mind of its own, turns and as you're sort of not looking, and you see another hound go down in the flames. All right, now it was Flo's turn, who took the shot.
Yeah.
And now it's the rest of their turn. So they're going to move up like this. Still. The one that is haranguing you is going to attack, not with advantage because you stood up. Aha. 11 to hit.
No, sir.
Okay, so this time doesn't quite manage it. The hounds over by man, I didn't realize you had so much AoE damage. That's awesome. Those three together are gonna in unison let loose this shrieking, piercing howl. Oh! I'm gonna need everyone within 30 feet of you, 30 feet of them. So that's gonna be the whole party.
Hey.
Is within 30 feet of at least one hound, except for Anostis. Needs to go ahead and make a. What kind of save is this? This is going to be a con saving throw, please.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Samesies.
Sir, I don't like that face.
Oh god,
It's
is
not
this
your
the
face in
Medusa?
particular. It's just the expression.
Medusa
you're making.
again.
This is the Medusa
Alright,
fight
Flo,
all
how'd you
over
do?
again.
10.
That is a fail.
Mm-hmm.
10.
Also fail.
Oof.
Slate.
15.
That's a pass. You'll take half.
12.
Okay, that's a pass. You'll take half.
Oh.
22.
Okay, that's a pass. You'll take half.
That's a fail.
5
too
points of
far
psychic
above.
damage.
No.
So 2 points to those who fail.
Oh.
2 points to those who pass. Excuse me.
We're good so far.
All right, and that is it for their turn. Good thing you took out quite a few more of those hounds before they got to howl. So that's it for their turn. They just moved into combat and did that. So after Flo, Anika, you're up with Slate to follow.
Magic missile, 2nd level, so that'll be a missile for each of them.
Okay, go and roll.
Okay. Got, for that guy, 3 force damage.
Okay.
This guy, 2 force damage.
Okay.
This guy, 5 force damage. And then 2 force damage.
2. Okay. So this hound, especially, is looking pretty worse for wear and really hurt because it took some of the backlash from the thunderclap, thunder wave in the first place. But the darts shoot out and strike each of the targets, and this thing is certainly sturdier than the others, but is starting to bleed little droplets of shadow as well. Okay. Anything else from you?
Nope.
Okay. Slate, I believe you're up with Tennille to follow.
Okay. I'd like to start making my way around the backside of the dogs, which I guess I'll stop behind that one.
Like that?
Behind it if I can. Or I guess in front of it on your side. And I'll take a swing at it.
Okay.
Chop.
Do that. Go ahead.
What is that? That's 22 to hit?
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
And that will be... That's going to be 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. That's plenty to finish that one off. That one was already pretty wounded, so down it goes. This, unlike this one over here, which seems to be more like congealed shadow, it's flesh that you're striking. So kind of bring it down.
You slayed the dog killer, man. That's his job.
Yeah, I guess this is another round of hounds, but yeah.
Can I use the rest of my movement to get closer to the Shadow Hound?
Yeah, you don't have much more movement, but yeah, we'll get you there.
Okay.
Okay. Tennille, you're up.
Is there another dog over there? I can't really see too well.
There's 2 more.
Right here. I'm gonna move up to one of them.
Okay.
And slash at it with my rapier.
Go for it. Attack roll.
That's a 12 plus 2, so 14 to hit.
14 hits. Roll damage.
Okay. 7 damage.
7 points of damage. That one was also hurt and does get finished off.
Cool.
From the magic missile. That's what it was. All right, down it goes. 1 hound remaining plus the big mastiff. Okay, now it is Cackler's turn with Nostus to follow.
Cackle Hound.
I will cackle on him. That's the plan. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay, I rolled 5.
All right, 5 points of health back to you.
Plus
I imagine yours looks like a lot of little like
feathers.
feather bots or something like that.
They're like pretty much feathers like poking themselves back into place.
Cool. Little like metal feathers that you got back.
It's going to be really tough for anyone else who doesn't naturally have feathers.
Yeah. Anything else for bonus action?
Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to keep firing my flamethrower.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So there's a deck save.
That's a fail with a 2.
Let's go. Okay.
Woo!
Nice.
Kill 'em, kill 'em.
There you go.
Burn.
10.
10 points. It is
Every single roll I've had, at least one of the 2 dice has been an 8.
nice. Still standing, but looking pretty rough.
Sweet.
Your flamethrower is cooking.
All right.
Dude, it's good.
Renostus is sort of looking around, trying to see who looks the most hurt, and is going to step up a little bit and cast Healing Word at 1st level on Cackler. That's going to be 1, plus I believe she has a +3 modifier, so that's +4.
Sweet.
Healing for you as well.
Almost
And
got the full between the two
kind
of
of uncorks like a potion bottle, and says a word, and like the fumes kind of waft their way over to you and infuse you. All right, so that's it for Ren's turn. Top of the round is Flo.
Okay, since I have a friend within 5 feet, I'm gonna attack this one with sneak attack.
Yep. So first you got to make your attack roll, but also, are you trying to shoot it or getting close to
Nope,
combat?
nope, scimitars.
Okay, so you got to move up.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
That one.
Unfortunately, not so much. You sort of
What the
trip and
heck,
stumble,
man?
and kind of do that. You do get another sword attack with your bonus action. Should you're wielding with light weapons.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Go for
Might
it.
as well. more prayers.
You can do it. Come on.
13.
13 hits. Get roll damage. You get sneak attack still.
Okay.
You have a turn for 5 feet.
Smack attack.
18.
18 points of damage is plenty to go. So missing after the first and kind of making up for it with a cool flourish with the other blade, you
Gosh.
the thing kind of collapses down. Just the big hound left. And it's the big hound's turn. It's going to continue going after you, Cackler. I don't know why I rolled 2 dice, but both of them probably would have missed. At 11 was the best one.
Huzzah!
So that's it for that one's turn. So Anika, you're up.
She'll scooch up within 10 feet, and she'll pull the die out of her sweater, and cast Acid Splash. The hound will need to make a Dexterity saving throw.
Not rolling well in its saves in the latter half of its life. That is only a 6.
Nope. And it will take 6 points of damage.
All right,
Nice.
6 is enough to do it.
Ooh.
Down it goes. So in the last whoosh, splatter, it kind of the acid eating away at the shadows, and then the shape sort of wobbles and whoosh, kind of collapses, leaving only like charred, smoking, shadowy bones.
Nice.
Right. So that's it for combat. What's everyone doing?
Easy.
Gonna go touch the lore Brightstone to the remnants of the hound. The splatter.
Okay. Yep. I will go ahead and mark that, and I will go ahead and do the same on mine. Once I get back to normal. There. Okay. doesn't really work here. Okay. And shadow.
I think there are vampires here. I don't.
Yeah.
I just gotta.
Strahd.
Strahd!
And from the barn.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Well, that's it for the campaign.
We
right.
just
So
turn
you-
into our Curse of Strahd characters, and Anika goes a few feet, gains muscles.
So you're doing that. What's everyone else doing?
Gets tapped.
Save
We'll
my
listen at the
muscles.
barn and see if there's any more activity inside.
Which door? The side door here or the front door that you guys looked at the
Maybe
first
the
time?
side here.
Okay, so go ahead and make a perception check.
10.
Not hearing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Well, if whatever's in the barn, I'm sure we made, with her, whatever that weapon is, firing, and the flamethrower, I'm sure we made plenty of noise, so I'm not sure if there's a point of sneaking around now.
Gonna mime kicking down the door and pull out my sword and get.
Can I check the door for traps?
Sure. Go ahead and make a. I guess you're right there. So investigation check.
Slate's getting like a good 10 to 15 feet back from the door, preparing.
You don't find any.
to run in.
Does the door look locked?
You don't see a lock.
Okay. Maybe, and just sort of I can use my magic hands. We can all stand a bit back and.
Let's
At
do
this point,
that.
Slate's like 30
yeah.
feet back,
Okay.
Yeah.
Anika.
and he's gonna dash the door.
You dash at the door. Got
Or
it. Okay.
we could do
Charge
that.
right at the door. What do you?
I'm looking to try and knock it down.
I'm
Okay. With a weapon or just like with your shoulder?
At this point, the weapon, I don't know if I could bring that to bear in time, so maybe just my shoulder.
Okay. Go
See?
ahead and make a straight strength roll.
Wait, so
No.
you're gonna do this, and we're still next to the door? Can I just try to open it?
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
And all of my flamethrowers at the ready.
12.
Okay. What did you get?
Nat 20.
Okay.
God.
So at the last second, just and you just charge right in, and you hear and you just bash right into a very large goat, starting another round of combat. Actually, but we'll go ahead and to make up for this, you're gonna get go ahead and make an unarmed strike roll first, please.
God.
So what do I do for that?
You still add proficiency and it's strength based, so just roll and add your strength and
Gotta roll
proficiency
again?
bonus
Okay.
to hit, because
Goodbye, Nat 20. What do I get?
Another one.
It's so freaking hard to see. 8, so that'll be 14.
14 hits. So it's 1 doubled for your crit. 2 plus your strength bonus.
Which is 4.
4. Okay, so 6 points of damage to start with in this fight to the very surprised goat.
Poor goat.
As
As
you
really
open
just
up-
massacring farm animals? Like, are
Yeah,
these demon goats?
It's just a normal goat.
If
That's
I,
what I'm
if I can
saying.
shoulder check a goat,
Did
it's
Slate
not small.
Did Slate literally just provoke just a random goat? Like,
So we're gonna.
Please tell me that's the case.
The
these
footprint
aren't
of the barn
farm
It's
goats.
just a children's petting zoo. There's someone's birthday party there. They're very upset now.
They're peaceful goats, so we're just angering
The
them.
footprint of the barn is a little larger than what I had showing with the other things because I don't have a great exterior. It's a little wider. So we're just going to go ahead and set all these up.
You had to open the door.
I mean, you do
You
get the
would've
surprise
toppled
attack
down the door
damage, so
anyway.
that's kind of nice.
But I wouldn't be in the middle of a goat.
You're on the middle of. You're right next
You
to
were
it. You didn't
intending to
punch
break
through
it down,
goat.
yeah.
That's a bold assumption to think there's only one goat.
I'm assuming there's
Yeah, that'd
not.
be
They
great.
stopped at the first goat.
There's a smaller door right here.
I thought so.
We're gonna.
just destroy the barn.
Slight
that was the
hits
one
the
I
floor after shoulder checking the
Oh,
goat
man.
and destroys it.
It's a weird night tonight, I guess.
Man, whatever our party name is, we're sure gonna have livestock PTSD.
Alrighty.
I think it should be the cackleys.
No,
That sounds too much
What?
like another word.
What?
we
Oh,
were
I'm
considering artifices.
Considering is a strong word.
Artifices.
No.
Yeah,
There
that's
it is.
that.
That, no.
The art of feces.
The art of feces.
Alrighty.
It would be the art of bees.
The artifice.
Alright. And. Okay.
Art of Phoebes.
We're the honeys.
Did I hit the goat hard enough to knock it back? I'm grasping at straws here.
Well, if you're in a barn, you might be grasping at straw.
Literal straw. But
I got one laugh at that one.
Okay, so this is open.
it was from Alina.
That was
Sarah.
You charged in.
So I was just a naturally happy person.
There's a goat.
Straight up goat. If I'm 8 feet tall, that's a big goat.
It's the size of a horse.
It's
yeah,
a big
that's
goat.
a big
Oh
goat.
my god.
So you guys are seeing this. Slate, you're first to the scene. You're right by the door. Rhinoceros is like, whoa. You're a little bit farther away.
I was planning to be by the door because I was having my flamethrower
Yeah,
ready.
I was planning sort of inside of the door, but I was gonna, open it with mage hands, and then this happened.
Okay, so you guys are a little bit farther back here, but you're around this overall space. Slate, you're the first one to see the scene. You're basically seeing an inner barn, reasonably well kept, with a few sort of stalls and pens here sectioned off in little small sections that have been opened up. So this was like a section that's been open, this would be a section that's open, and so on and so forth. And this was the main walking area. Now it's sort of all open. There's some rotting alfalfa or hay or something stacked in the corner. You also see a man goat, or a goat man of some kind, here on the end, and sort of turns to whirls around and stuff. And you're seeing this big, horse-sized goat in front of you that's sort of got drooling, dripping shadow coming from its mouth. And most surprisingly of all is that this is not the biggest goat in the room, because largest of all, there's a goat about the size of an elephant
Oh my god.
that is standing.
Oh my
I
god.
just punched its kid. Literally.
So, we're going to go ahead and do initiative to represent the surprise. I'm going to roll with disadvantage on these guys here.
You'll love to see it.
Oh, whoops.
Elephant-sized goat.
Would you rather
Lord,
fight
I was talking
100
about
elephants? Yeah.
Yeah, I was asked like the ducks and horses one during a job interview once.
Two giant goats, or
One goat man.
or one elephant-sized goat, or like 10 goat-sized elephants.
You know, a normal-sized goat can do a pretty good amount of
Oh,
damage.
trust me, I've had the bruises to show it.
Yeah.
Same.
At Hanson. Nope, no tears. No tears were shed. I would have done it myself if I wouldn't have gotten in trouble.
Yeah, we're streaming this.
That's okay. Jessica knows how I feel.
Okay. So, and you did 6 damage?
Yeah.
Initiative, 25 to 20.
20.
Also
Nice.
20.
We'll say
You're
Slate is
first.
20A.
Yeah.
Cackler is 20B. Okay. 20 to 15.
19.
19 for me as well.
Since you were the one who opened the door, and you probably got the higher dex, we'll put you at 19A.
Do you have more than a +0, Sarah?
Yeah.
19B. Okay.
We're all just sitting here.
Roll
I
for
knew
Ren.
I knew it was going
You
to
got
end
a
this
nat one.
way.
Nice.
Who did?
Ren.
Ren.
Tennille?
11.
11.
Like you said, Tennille stared at me. 20.
Okay.
Well-
I didn't hear you call earlier.
I did.
Oh no, you did. I have you down. I don't know what I'm doing.
Kids these days.
I'm losing it. Okay. 11 for Tennille, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Renostis is on a hot one. Okay. This is going to be an interesting combat. We're back-to-back combat. Good thing you got your flamethrower out.
Yes, sir. Always do.
So that's in your hands.
Yes.
Combat music again. All right. So Slate, you're on top with Cackler on deck. You've got a big goat in front of you and a bigger goat staring you down as it's whirled around to look at you.
Okay.
Looking right at this goat, you notice it has strangely human-looking eyes.
No.
Oh!
Its only redeeming quality is out the window.
Well, it's right in my face, so I'm actually seeing everything around me. I think I'm going to do my tattoo here.
Okay.
You're too.
He's going to put on a tutu.
Yes.
Badass. It's a kill.
The
So
combat tutu.
I'll use my bonus action to activate my psychic spear tattoo and take a swing.
Okay, so those of you watching from behind, which is pretty much all of you, you see tattoos light up and just spring into existence across the back part of his neck and skull, coming up the side of his head, and they sort of seem to shift and shimmer in a continual shape like a shifting spear, with jagged edges surrounding it, and you notice sort of a hum of energy around him. So, go ahead and make your attack roll.
I hope I don't miss after all this setup.
Yeah.
That too.
11?
11 just hits.
It says a goat. Does
Yeah.
it? I don't
It's
imagine
a
it
big
has...
goat, so
Yeah.
go for it.
Duh.
Attack roll.
Goat for it.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Attack roll.
Alright, for that alone, we're adding necrotic damage.
Okay.
That should be psychic damage.
I would if I could. So that will be... what was that? That'll be 11 physical damage,
Okay.
plus 2 necrotic. And it's also slowed.
Okay. So you strike, and your strike sort of whoosh, seems to go a little farther with the energy and arc that it would swing. Strikes the thing, and blood kind of darker, blackish than normal spills from the wound. The energy that you pull from it with the sort of backswing doesn't seem to do as much as you were hoping to. And it is still standing. Okay,
Necrotic goat.
that's it for you?
Yes.
Okay, Cackler, you're up. On deck is Flo.
Do I have if I step into the doorway, do I have a clean shot on it?
There's a slate in the way. Also,
It's a
you're-
big goat. It's a horse-sized goat.
so remember, you're using a 15-foot cone from your person.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about fireball.
Oh, okay. Then,
Okay. First, I will cast the firebolt when I'm not right up on it. So I'll do that.
okay, attack roll, go. You got this.
Thank you. I don't got this. I have that's a 7.
7, yeah. Kind of crashes and does nothing against the wall.
Cool. I'll step up next to Slate so I don't fry him.
Okay.
And I'll just
Thanks.
blowtorch this thing.
Okay, dex check.
Yep.
That's going to be a 16.
That's a pass.
Okay,
Still
Half damage?
That's still good.
we'll
11.
get ready. Now, so half would be 5,
Five, yep.
rounding down. It's still holding on, but...
It's like, what did I do to deserve this?
And then it looks and it says in like perfect common, kill.
oh,
Oh.
unfortunate. Because that is a big goat.
There's a bigger goat behind it.
And
That's
the
what
one
I'm talking
responds
about.
saying, brother.
No!
Oh!
It's Hulk Hogan!
Alright. That's it for your turn, right?
I guess so.
Okay, Flo, it's your turn.
I can't get up to the goat, can I?
Hell yeah!
You can try and like stand on some of the fence line or move around. Remember that you can move over the terrain and try and kind of maneuver your way into
Can I
position.
try and like hop onto the side fence and like hop off and swipe down with my...
Sure, make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Question for the DM: would the 15 feet in front of me be lit on fire?
I'm sorry?
Would the 15 feet in front of me be lit on fire?
Not too much,
The
because
goat
you're
just
kind
kinda
of aiming
blocking
it
it
in front of you, and it's blocking most of it.
Okay.
15.
15? Yeah. So you attack.
Yeah.
You're kind of standing on top of the
Oh,
fence line
okay.
there. But yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Come on. That is a 19.
19 hits. Go and roll damage. With sneak attack. It's got a friend with him.
11.
11 is enough.
Right.
So, bearing down, I'll allow you to move into that position if you wanted to.
Bye, brother.
But you kind of slash it down. Down it goes.
Okay. Can I actually hop to the side of the...
Yeah, I'd say that's about all your movement.
Surprise! There's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
from the ceiling drops an even bigger goat.
Yeah. A dragon-sized goat. All right, that's it for your
Brother.
turn. Yeah. That's it for your turn. And then, okay, you're up.
Okay, she'll scooch up towards the door. Can she see Goatman or only Goat?
She
Ain't
can
no
see.
goat,
She can
that's
see.
no.
She can see the goat man.
That's a good
Okay, and she'll cast magic missile, 1 on Goatman, 2 on Goat.
Okay, roll damage.
That's a goat right there.
That's a goat.
10 force damage for the goat.
Which one?
The
The goat goat.
The
Go.
It's so
I meant to go for elephant goat and it just came out goat. That's 2 damage to goat man.
Okay, so
Yeah, and as she's pulling out her project, she just is trying to study the fur of the goat, and it's like, I don't think that would be a good staple length for anything. Does this goat also have human-like eyes?
yes.
Also, those
What the-
eyes are creepy.
big
She will say
Don't
out
stare.
loud as she's attacking.
Nice. Okay, next is Big Goat's turn.
Boat.
And it begins to paw at the
He's
floor.
charging.
Oh
And
no!
then begins to move, and then does its charge attack.
Slay, if you don't tank, I swear to God.
So it's going to move through all of your space.
Oh.
Oh.
What
So
is-
that's going to get
Not goat.
you,
goat.
and you.
We don't get a chance to brace.
Not against this. So let's
I can
see.
take an elephant.
That sounds okay.
1, 2. Okay. So
No.
against the cackler, that is going to be a 23 to hit. So you're hit. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Against Slate, that's a 14 to hit.
No.
Okay.
You can take an elephant.
Thank you for rolling low on me.
And against Anika, that's going to be a 17 to hit.
Yep.
Okay.
Or wait.
Hold the phone.
Wait.
wait.
Everyone at home.
Hold
wait.
the phone. Hold the phone. I'm holding the phone.
Thank you.
She'll see him coming. She'll pull a blanket up against her shield.
Okay. The defensive blanket does prevent the attack from hitting, so it's just going to hit the cackler. He's still going to move through all your spaces, but you're kind of like dodging and ducking it out of the way as this like unstoppable force just comes through, charging through.
Unstoppable force meets
If a
unmovable wizard.
creature fails, okay. What was your result again?
16.
Your strength save was 16.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay.
Great for me or great for goat?
Is he moving too fast to get an attack of opportunity?
Probably.
Probably.
I already have my foot.
Okay. So you are pushed with it, just
away I go.
all the way down here, and you are knocked prone by the giant charging
Is
goat.
that a fail?
Oh no, sorry. You are pushed, but you're not knocked prone.
Sucker.
I shoulder checked his brother. He shoulder checked you.
No, actually, that's not right. You are not pushed. It's just charging through, and it actually hit you with the damage.
Right.
That's it. Yeah, because you rolled a 16, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. That's my bad. Okay. So damage wise,
Right.
1, 2, 3.
3d20s.
No, we're not doing 3d20s at this level.
What level is that?
What goat are we fighting?
So that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
The Giga goat. Alright.
All right. So that's it for its turn. Otherwise, it's just gonna turn and look around angrily. Okay.
Someone close the door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that'll
it's loose.
keep the goat out.
Okay. After that is going to be
Recount.
Tennille.
Cool.
So now you just see this enormous elephant goat just right in front of you. Or not right in front of you, but within short distance.
Okay, question for the DM. So I was double checking. Channel Divinity doesn't say it has a verbal component, but how would you rule that?
I'd say you can do it without.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead. This seems like a time to use my Channel Divinity.
Okay.
Do that, and then everyone within 30 feet of me is going to get 7 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
So that's going to not be the cackler or slate.
Oh, very not nice.
I'd say
This turn, anyway.
30 feet, right?
Yeah, 30 feet.
Yeah, that includes flow, though.
Okay.
7, you said?
Well, I mean, I guess I could, like, move and, be more helpful. Because it's just by the end of my turn. So I guess I'm going to move up and engage with the goat. I can't attack it this round, but
Okay.
I will be at least closer, so if that puts them
Okay, so
close.
then yes, now you two would also get it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
That's all I can do this round.
Great.
Cool.
All right, Satyr's turn. It is going to go ahead and play a melody, as in its panpipes.
It's a bird.
Playing, yeah, something like that. So it is going to go up here, not quite in combat with you, but pretty close, and is going to play. All of you need to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Better this time. Better this time.
I am not that.
Nope.
I'm average wise.
I am notably wise.
Oh, I need to do Ren.
I am not wise today. At all.
You're the cleric.
Okay,
16?
16, you pass.
14.
You pass. Slate,
That would be 18.
18's pass.
13.
That's pass.
10.
That's a fail.
So-
You and Ren fall asleep.
Sad.
I can't be put to sleep. I'm an elf.
Oh!
Actually, really
I'm a-
Can mules be put to sleep?
So you feel like a drowsiness for a second and shake it off. Yeah, you are able to do that. And the satyr like stomps its hoof upsetly and then backs up a little bit.
We'll turn around and like bray at it.
Can I say in response in Flo's voice? So we rested?
So Ren's asleep now, so he's resting. So that's it for his turn. So top of the round again. We're at Slate with Cackler to follow.
Cladoo.
Bottom of the gate.
Charge him. Swear to God, charge him.
Okay, done. I'm going right for the satyr.
Yeah. Oh, I meant
Okay,
I mean, either.
right for the satyr. Go for it.
Although, actually, sorry, I'd like to be 5 feet away because I can be.
Okay,
Roll for the best.
got it.
And I'll take a swing.
Yeah, taking your swing, you definitely feel the air parting as your sword is creating an extra long arc in front of you.
Pretty cool. Does a 14 hit him?
14 does hit. You're gonna roll damage.
Nice.
Just hits.
Excellent. That's what I want to see. That's not what I want to see. That'll be 5 points of damage. And I will, again, do necrotic stuff to him.
Okay.
Neck him.
And that will be 4 necrotic.
Okay, so again, the necrotic doesn't seem to be having as much effect, but you said how much? 5 initially?
Yeah.
And then another 2 after reduction. So. Alright. Anything else in your turn? Did you want to move any further or do any bonus action? You keep tracking of your counters, by the way?
Yeah, that's what that one's for.
Got it. Yeah, so those of you who are watching, the more he's striking and attacking, you're noticing his tattoos getting brighter and extending more over his person. Visible flesh.
Oh.
Would it be possible to stay within my reach if I move around the fence of him?
You don't have a ton of movement left. But yes, you could at least do something like here and stay within reach.
Perfect. I just want to be in a charge line again.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for, well, you might still be because its footprint is so big. But
No.
I don't know that you can avoid it with the movement you have.
Well, I'm there.
Okay, Cackler, you're up.
Sir.
With Flo to follow.
I'll
You
try,
guys rolled great with initiative.
I'll try to firebolt the
Yeah, we did.
satyr.
Okay, attack roll, go. It's right there. Get him.
That'll do. That's a 23.
Oh yeah. Roll damage.
That I can do wherever you are. 10.
10. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Crossbow bolt of flame just crushes into it. Still standing, but it's looking hurt.
I'll step up to it and try to torch it.
Okay.
Not all the way up to it because I want to kind of be off to the side. Same thought process as Slate.
With how he's positioned, if you were to try to stay off to the side, it'd be hard for you not to hit Slate.
Just go to the other
Just a
side.
cone.
I'm at the other side.
Oh, I see. Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. And then
So Dex roll, right?
Yep.
What's the DC?
12.
16.
That'll do. But we'll see if it'll actually do. That might that time. 7. So
7. So half.
3.
3. Okay. So still standing, but
Is that as far off to the side as I can get?
um,
Or can I go back like a little more?
a little more.
Nice.
Okay. That's it for your turn.
Yep.
All right, Flo, you're up with a netcon on deck.
4
of you at 19 or above.
Would I
Two
need
20s,
to dash
290s,
to get right next to him? Or could I make it?
Where are you at?
Right here.
Wait, before you do that, would that area be on fire? Like if there's hay or something, anything on the ground, it would be in flames. Just saying.
You and your fire.
Not a ton.
Sad.
That caught fire in that. Give
Except it's
30 feet.
Yeah.
30 feet. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go up to him and take a swipe.
Okay, go for it. Attack roll.
Does this count as one-on-one?
You have no enemies within 5. You have no allies within 5 feet of him. So yeah.
Okay.
And no
18.
allies within 5 feet of him. Yeah. You hit.
And sneak attack.
Yep.
Snack attack.
Go swashbuckle. Swash that buckles.
Wow, we rolled.
22.
22 points of
What did you
damage.
roll? 2 6s and a 5?
Holy cow! Great roll. So,
I see.
like ducking and weaving, you get in between his guard and just straight in the neck,
nice.
Okay.
and then down it goes.
Rip.
And then can I bonus action move? Like
Bonus
use my-
action
maybe
dash?
my dash to
Yeah.
move away.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This good is powerless.
Alrighty. That's it for those turns. Big Goat's turn again.
Boat.
It's gonna do the same thing and just
Was
charge
it
on.
Anika? Anika
yeah.
is first.
Oh, sorry. You're right. You're at 19.
Okay, and then I can't go. Am I
Yeah.
melee with the goat? I can't.
You're not within 5 feet of it.
Okay, then I will.
This wasn't melee of you.
It has reach.
Yeah, she'll risk backing up anyway.
Okay. Attack of opportunity. Big long reaching goat neck and horns. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. That's right.
Indeed.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Well,
Legend.
use your 10 hit points.
Yes.
10 points.
10 points.
Okay, and then now that she's backed up, she will first level witch bolt on the
Okay.
goat.
Go for it. Attack roll.
Woo. It's a 15.
15 hits.
Okay, and then that'll be
20-12.
20-12, and then potentially continuing to take that damage if he stays within 30 feet of me. That's 6
6 points.
lightning.
6 points of lightning damage. Okay. So, strikes with sort of a, I like to think of it as like a thread that you're shooting out and then like electrocuting with the thread. But I don't know. However
Yeah.
you want to flavor it.
Yeah, I was doing, she's rubbing her fingerless gloves together that causes sparks and then static electricity.
Okay, very cool. I like it. And there's sort of some static that's like clinging, all of its goat fur is like standing on end. What did you have? Did you have something you were going to say?
Would 20 have knocked him down still? Because I miscalculated.
Yes,
Was it
20 was
22?
playing.
Okay.
He did
Cool.
not have.
Just
he
checking.
Did not even have
Wanna-
10 health left. So
I just realized I used the wrong number.
no problem.
It's all good.
Appreciate your honesty.
Everything
Okay,
else is correct.
now it's his turn, and it's going to do the same charging effect, and push on through. It gets quite a bit of movement, so it's going to go ahead and do that. And it is going to do that. All right, so it's going to attack the three of you. 1, 2, 3. All right, so okay, against Anika, 15 to hit.
Shield.
Okay, against Tennille, 18 to hit.
Hits.
And against Slate, 10 to hit. Can't hit
Nice.
Slate, apparently. So, just again, one hit. So, go ahead and roll a strength saving throw, please.
That's a 3.
3. Okay, so you get carried
Yeah, at least you're in here.
and knocked prone there. You're going to take some extra bonus damage here for that.
Extra bonus.
Extra bonus.
Congrats on the extra bonus.
Yay.
I'm proud of you.
18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh boy.
Legends.
Oh boy. Okay, so that goes down to 11. 19 minus 11 is
Sounds like 7.
19 minus 11?
18 is what she said.
Ah.
So, now is your turn with a giant, huge, massive goat just trampling all over you.
Those 10 pin points came in handy. If you went through yours, you have 6 more.
Woo!
I'm going to slash at the giant boat.
The bow.
The boat.
The boat, okay.
The goat.
With my rapier. That's 10 plus, it's a 12.
You stand up first.
I am going to stand up first, yes. That's a good point, thank you.
Yep, okay. 12 hits.
It's
E.
You only get +2 to hit.
Because it's dex, right? Is it plus my dex and my proficiency?
Yeah,
Oh, so then it would be a 14.
to hit, yeah.
Oh.
And then just dex bonus for damage. So,
Let's
but
go
yes,
to use
14
like
hits,
a
go
lot
roll
of
damage.
Okay. That's going to be a 4 for damage.
4 points of damage.
It's looking hurt.
It is not.
Oh.
Alright, that's it for your turn. Rhinoceros is still asleep, so top of the round, Slate, with Cackler to follow. And Flo.
I'll move off to its side a little bit, which I guess, yeah, there we go. Just so I'm not like people need to move, and
Got
I'll
it.
take a swing.
Go for it. Attack roll.
Change that.
It's always so hard to tell with my. Well, yeah, that'll hit with a 13 then.
That does hit. Go roll damage.
No, not that one. That one was bad. That will be a total of 9 damage.
9 points of damage. Alright.
That is my third.
Alright. Does that bring you to the next round?
It does.
Alright. So what is that next?
That's the psychic damage one.
Okay. So now you guys are seeing like a flashing symbol of like a spear, like flickering on his forehead. And his weapon is like sheathed in a strange, like wavering, almost absence of light. Like the weapon itself is flickering in and out of existence.
Pretty cool.
Alright, that's it for your turn. So, Cackler, you're up with Flo on deck.
I am going to firebolt it.
Okay, attack roll. I couldn't see you around the goat.
That is not one.
Nat 1. Okay, roll a D4 for me, please.
Someone's getting hit.
I hope it's the goat.
I mean,
I like the idea.
3.
That's Anika.
Oh,
Go and roll damage.
Why do I always get hit by firebolts?
it's your fate, man. I don't know what to say.
It's your just natural magnetism towards it. It's only 1 damage though.
Okay.
Okay, well that's
Okay,
nice.
good level.
I like the idea. You aimed at an elephant-sized goat and you missed.
You're saying right next to it.
How could
I
you
was
miss?
shooting for his ankle to knock it over, and you just shot me saying next to his
You
ankle.
were right
Yeah,
there.
just between the legs.
Well, I can still flamethrow him, right?
Just sort of
dex save.
Okay.
This sweater had very expensive yarn.
14.
Yeah, that's a pass. Dexterous. 15. 15. So
You are
7.
rolling
Dude,
high, my dude.
I'm lighting it up with this flamethrower right now.
How long does that last?
I think just like until I put it away.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Just double check for me.
I'm like 99% sure.
Okay, that's it for your turn. Anything else? That's it for your turn. So
Can I duck behind this wall a little bit more?
sure. There you go. Flo, you're up.
I'm gonna come to the goat and
slashy slash the goat. Got it. Attack roll.
Oh no!
Is what?
Oh. 7.
7 misses, but you do have your second attack. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say.
16.
Sorry.
16.
16 does hit. Go roll damage.
And I can use my sneak attack.
You
the
have a friend
second
within
one?
5 feet.
Okay.
Smack attack.
It's just the first hit that actually hits, right?
Yeah.
That's 9.
9 points of damage. It's looking hurt for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna move back.
Okay. So it's gonna get an attack.
It
of opportunity.
doesn't because I hit it with a melee attack.
Oh,
That's
so
my turn.
as you do it, you sort of dance out of the way as the goat brings its head swooping around. You kind of duck out of the way and roll out.
Yeah.
Nice, very cool. Okay, way to play up your subclass there. Okay, Anika, you're up.
Okay, well, I think because I took the damage from the firebolt, I need to roll a concentration check on which bolt.
You too. Go ahead and roll. Con save.
Nat 20.
Okay, no problem.
That would have been hilarious.
All right, so you can automatically do 1d12
Yes.
if you want to as your action.
Yeah.
1 hour, Nicholas.
That is 4 points of lightning damage.
4 more points of lightning damage. It's still holding on, but it's burning and singed and lightninged and
We'll have roast
slashed
goat
and just-
tonight.
Yum.
Demon goat. Or human goat, actually.
Okay.
Hey, it's my counter.
That's it for Anetka's turn.
Yes.
Did you want to move or disengage? Well, I guess you can't.
I can't. Yeah, I guess I actually
All right,
keep the bolt going.
Big goat's turn. Let's see. It is going to. I can't do its charge for so many people around it.
Aha.
So it is going to eat someone. It'll roll off. 1, 2, 3,
Step
4,
on
5, 6.
someone.
All right, attacking Anika with its big horns. 11 to hit.
No.
Oh, you dodged.
Yeah, so it
Hey,
strikes
yay!
up against and
Mage
your
armor.
yeah your mage weave kind of comes up and grasps and foils its horns. It's like pulling away at some of the threads. So
That's just why you use wool from sheep.
yeah. You tell him.
Get wrecked, though.
That's it for its turn.
Vicious
Rhinostus is still asleep. So top of the round.
No.
Oh, sorry, Daniil.
No.
Every round I'm skipping somebody, so
I know
At least
I
you're paying
can't really
attention.
slash at
Skip
it.
the goat. One of these.
I'm gonna slash at it for 15.
to hit.
To
Yeah,
hit,
that hits.
yeah. And then another 4 damage.
Another 4 damage. Still standing, but
And
pierce into it.
7 temp hit points if that is better than what you had, which is better than
Probably
what
was.
I had. I think everyone at this point is probably within 30
Except
feet.
Ren.
Yeah, Ren, but he's out of this fight
Seven-
anyway. I rolled a
seven.
1, and then he also fell asleep. So, you know,
You're
Just
playing the
chilling.
character
Playing
accurate
the
to
character.
cat.
He needed some extra rest
he
today.
did. Yeah. All right, so
Good
Slate,
old-
now you're up because that was it for your turn.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Alright, pal, let's see.
Hey, that healing.
See if I
the
can-
temp
yeah,
piece gives you a
actually.
butt.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll hit with a 16.
16 to hit. Definitely hits. Going on
I'm
damage.
sorry, 18. But
18. Still hits. Even more.
It's even.
that will be 6 physical and 2 psychic.
Okay, so striking this time, you sort of hear like, and you see some like droplets of blood dripping out its ears as you strike, but that is enough to bring it down. So
Oh, nice.
lethal strike. You bring it down, and as you like strike at it, you slash, and the form of the goat begins to melt away, and you just see like a rather burly-looking young man just like collapse in front of you.
Right.
And you notice that the other goats have also shifted down into humanoid form.
Brother.
So you see just 3
Brother.
dead-
I need to add that to my list.
humans basically just lying on the floor there amidst the wreckage and hurt that you have wreaked upon them. But the
Oh, those are 3.
barn itself is, smelling heavily of manure and rot and blood now, but seems to be otherwise cleared of threats.
Let's
And
go.
for now, that is where we're going to leave off, because it's 9:20, so good stopping point just at the end of another combat. So nice job, guys. Took us a little bit to get going, but we got there and survived 2 tough combats, so good job there.
Huzzah.
So we will pick up next week, hopefully with Kat rejoining us, but we'll see how the schedule shakes out. So thank you very much for watching us, those of you who are watching on YouTube or live here. And find us online at dragonpoetsociety.com, on YouTube, Dragon Poet Society, Instagram, you guessed it, Dragon Poet Society. I should be posting some more stuff painted. We now have a nicely painted Anika in her bright colors that she's woven all together. So we'll be doing some more of that on Instagram as well. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and have a good night.
Hi, guys.
Good night.
Night.
That flamethrower.